ready? Ready to party! We're ready to party, we're ready. Yeah. I hope you bring lots of spaghetti. I'm scared. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Dancing, fiesta, romancing, siesta, samba, la bamba. Ay caramba, disguises, surprises, and pies of all sizes. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Garfield and friends.
And pay attention. There'll be a test at the end.
Hey, I'm early! Dude, I love YouTube. Hello everybody. Hello, and welcome to another, well, I suppose this isn't a swollen English stream. Welcome to another, Expand Dong stream. Right as I hear thunder outside. Big ups to the swollen ones who are here in advance, like, Carl. Hey, Carl. Bashe, Veracity Beats, Green Lobster, Yellow Monkey, Ghost of Z, Cerulean, oh, and Lee, and, everyone else who's coming in. I'm only covering the pre-stream. Now, I had it under a good word that he was gonna play Street Fighter today. Dude, I was totally wrong. I forgot a new game was coming out. Games usually come out on Tuesdays and Fridays. In this case, a game is releasing on a Thursday. These idiots need to listen to Phil more. They gotta take his advice. Don't they know games are supposed to come out on specific days that adhere to his specific timetables? Hey, Lime. No, I'm not doing the full stream. You know, you go to Frog if you want gameplay. Okay, but I had an idea in like the last couple of hours. So in between work, I was working on. Well, one, I rewatched the direct again, and I took some notes, and we're gonna do a game. We're gonna have some fun today on the pre-stream. We're gonna grade the guy's coverage of the Nintendo Direct. So I really hope this is a pre-stream where he goes over the full event himself, and it's not one of those things where he's like, oh, you can just ask me. You guys tell me what you want to talk about. I hope it's the former and not the latter. Did we check the JP one? You checked it for me. But you know who didn't check the JP one? Oh my lord. Yeah, we don't need to hear that. Okay, so I have it transparent. You can probably see it, because I don't want to completely cover them. But we have the entire direct covered with the power of Notepad. I wrote notes on everything. Now you're probably wondering what these notes are. This is basically my prediction on what he's gonna say for each game. Now, even if he does cover the entire event, like I hope he will, there is a high likelihood that some of these games are not going to get mentioned at all. So I went on a strict scale here. I gave these games either a yes, a maybe, and a no. You know, he's not going to cover the whole thing. He probably didn't even watch it. Well, he probably didn't watch it, but he saw some headlines. He saw an IGN article, and he's going to talk about only the games mentioned in that IGN article. But just for completionist's sake, completionist autism, and just for fun, I went ahead and just listed every game to cover everything. Make sure all my bases are covered, because we don't know what he's going to talk about. He could just not cover it at all. What if he did? You know, there is a new Final Fantasy today. He might want to talk about his history with Final Fantasy, and if that happens, then we really get felted. We get felted harder than if he just wants the Dents to ask him what happened. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, starting off, we got Pokemon. You know he's gonna talk about Pokemon. Come on, it's fucking Pokemon. It looks alright. You guys like the Pokemon playthrough? They're chill, interactive, meaningful, and fun. But I don't know how this would go. No release date, I don't know if I'm gonna play this. DLC never does well on my streams. We'll see, but for now it's a maybe. I actually gave him a maybe for this, even though he did play Scarlet and Violet. It made both of his top 10 lists. He seemed like he liked it well enough, but he just really goes all in on the graphics. Like the drawbacks for him with that game, they're like really big. Even though he likes the gameplay, it gets really the graphics really hammer it down. You know what I'm saying? But so oh shit, he's talking already. Oh, I got points up here too. So every time I'm wrong on something that he talks about, I will give him a point. Every time I'm dead spot on something he talks about, I will get a point. Hey, Redrick. Hello, Cockers. This would be so much fun.
What is up, everyone? It's the start of another awesome streaming week, and today we've got tons of positive game news to talk about.
Positive.
Plus,
Positive.
it's the release day.
He loved it.
Final Fantasy 16.
He loved it.
All this and more on
Yes.
today's Level 1 podcast.
All right, let me. You can't even see the lower half of his body. You guys got felted hard. He loved the direct. All you had to do was check his Twitter, find that out. He absolutely loved the direct. The best Nintendo Direct ever. I wasn't using that title just to chill. His Twitter is to be believed. He really did like the direct. And you know what? Here's my bold prediction. No matter what he says about the direct, I think he's gonna say Nintendo won.
And welcome to the show. We're starting
These
a
are
brand
my
new streaming
bold
week
claims.
here today
Big money,
on
big money, big
Thursday,
money.
the 22nd of June, 2023, and of course, Darkside Phil and I
Oh,
welcome
sorry.
you here to the
Muted
show.
him for a second.
As you can see, the festivities are in full
Hey, Trash
swing
Man.
for the premiere of a brand new Final Fantasy game. And let me tell you, it's always
Let
a
me tell
special
ya.
feeling when there's a brand new Final Fantasy releasing. They don't rush these out. They take their sweet time with them. And when they come out, they're always different, right? Final Fantasy iterations are always very
Can we
different.
talk
They
about
always mix
Nintendo
up the
now?
formula. You never really need to have any prerequisite knowledge of the franchise to enjoy them. And I
How am I
had a lot
getting
of fun over my
felted?
lifetime playing Final Fantasy
I knew he was gonna talk about this, but he's gonna talk about his
2D
history
pixel
too.
games
There's
are
very
some of my
high
favorites of
chance
all
we could go
time
overtime on
from my
this. I'm
childhood.
fine with
Just recently,
overtime.
we just finished Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster on the PlayStation 5, and that was an absolutely amazing playthrough.
That was an
so happy that I was able to share that
abjectly
with all of you.
horrendous playthrough.
And so, when a new Final Fantasy comes out, it's always something special.
You guys know I
especially
love my
for,
history
my
lessons.
streams and my content. However, in this case, I'm even more excited, and the reason I'm more excited is I have not spoiled myself on Final Fantasy 16 at all. There has been a ton of information coming out about this game over the last 1 to 2
He's
years.
boasting about how
and I
he
have completely
skipped
stayed away from it.
paying
Reason
attention
being,
to any
I
of the
wanted to
news and
genuinely have an
information, but I
experience
don't
where
feel
play
this
a
was
game
intentional.
kinda
I think
cold,
it just sort of
and I don't
happened
have a
like
lot
that,
of
and this is his justification for
expectations
not paying
and or
attention to
understanding
any
what
of the
the game is
news,
supposed to
despite
be.
this being
In the
his
case of Final
job.
Fantasy 15, that game had an
Because
early
he had to
demo,
go out of his
that
way to
game
see
had an
stuff like
insane amount of
the
press
Square
and all kinds
Enix
of hype
presentation
around
they
it
had
that
last
I
week,
did partake
or any
in.
of the other
And by the time
various
the game had come
trailers,
out,
they weren't really
I
in
kind of
his
already
face.
knew what to expect mostly from it.
Hey, Seth.
And it ended up being underwhelming because, as you guys know if you ever played it, at launch the game was very, very unfinished. Now, apparently, over the course of several years after that
Derek's
game
Final
release,
Fantasy
they
will be the
released
last
a
porn
series of
stream he's not a fan
DLCs that
from. I
made it
saw
feel
Mark
like a more
1.
complete experience, like it was originally
Mark 1,
intended to be.
the Cherry Pimps. The Cherry Pimps are
But
in an
man, going into
uproar
that game with
over in Mark
preconceived
1
notions
land.
of everything
Hey,
that you were
look,
promised
it's
from the game devs and then to play
Mark
the final
1.
product at launch was very underwhelming and disappointing.
Mark, what did you do to the
because
Cherry
you could tell it was
Pimps?
rushed
I
and
hear
not
they're
finished.
they're
In the case of
seething.
Final
What is
Fantasy
going
16,
on?
Reviews seem to be incredibly positive. I believe right now currently has an 88 on Metacritic, which is pretty great for a brand new game. Especially if you consider that Final Fantasy VII
day one
remake from a
views.
few years back was around a 90 on Metacritic, and that had all the power of nostalgia behind it. You know, how many people played that game who loved Final Fantasy VII back in the day and were so nostalgic about this new one, so they kind of, to be honest,
A guy came on
over-reviewed it a bit.
camera and
In
told
this
us to leave
case,
because Derek's gone. Yeah, I heard he got
this is
banned.
brand new. No ties to
You're
the
telling me
previous
people are
games.
making love on
Again,
camera
they
in the
kinda,
background. The
rebooted
cameraman
everything
comes
and
on
restarted
and
everything with
desperately
new
tells
gameplay
you
elements
guys
and
to
things,
go
so
away.
We'll see. Again, I haven't spoiled myself. I have
Maybe Derek
absolutely
found
no
another
idea what to
secret link.
expect. And so many people hyped for the game. So many people excited to see my
That's
playthrough of
crazy.
it.
That's
Me
the
too.
tweet I saw.
I'm pumped. I'm hoping for the best. You know, this is going to be our major game that we're going to be balancing.
hoping you
starting
didn't
today
have that
with,
on
along with,
stream.
Street Fighter 6 for a while until new releases start hitting sometime in July. So good stuff. And today we're actually going to be doing this
But
all
hello
day
guys
long.
coming in.
And what I mean by that
If you're
is
just coming in, I'm
first
gonna be
stream
rating
and second stream, fully
grading
Final
rather
Fantasy 16.
rating and grading his direct
I
coverage.
felt that it would make sense to do this on
I have
release
a
day
script.
since the hype will be so
I have
strong.
a hypothetical
In addition
script
to that, I was already told
everything from
that
the
intro
direct.
segment of the game takes about 2
I am
hours to get
predicting.
through. So it would have
I'm
not
basically
been much
like
of
I wrote the pre-stream myself.
you know, premiere
basically.
stream if more than 2/3 of my, you know, initial gameplay
And
is
I
just
gave
the
him
intro, and we're not really getting into
a
the meat of what
yes
the game is,
if he's
correct?
gonna play it, no if he's not gonna play it, and a maybe if he's
And
maybe
so,
gonna play it.
I am definitely excited and pumped
My
to
prediction
share
is right.
this
I'll
day
give
one
myself a
gameplay
point.
experience with all of you all
wrong, I'll
day
give him a point.
long. All right. However, that's not all.
Something
This is a
odd,
new
but you
streaming
don't
week for
hear
me,
him.
ladies and gentlemen.
Wild.
Today is the start of a 7-day streaming week. 7 straight
Disgusting,
days of
gross.
full-time
You gonna
streaming
shit on
goodness
most of
for
the
you.
Nintendo stuff? I hope so.
And I hope that you're ready.
I'm
'cause we've
fiending.
got a
I'm
lot in
fiending
store,
for
let
this
me tell you.
direct.
Man,
I'm
whew,
fiending for him
pumped
to
and
talk
excited.
about it. He
So,
loved it.
Not
He
only
loved
do we
it.
got Final Fantasy, we've got way
was
more
going
Street
all
Fighter 6
over it
on
on
the
Twitter.
horizon. Tomorrow I'll actually be picking a new character in the game. I'm not sure if I want to just
Jiri?
maybe go back to E Honda, who I've only used for like a couple of hours.
You're not
and
going
try him
back
out
to
again,
Honda.
you know, more
You're trapped in
lengthy,
Diamond.
Or do I want to actually pick
never
a character
gonna
I
get out of
haven't used
Diamond.
in the full retail version of the game yet and try them out? Do I want to return to one of the characters that maybe
don't think he
did
watched
mess
the
around with a
Japanese
little bit in
direct.
the demo? You know, I don't know yet.
I don't think it's
I'm kinda
occurred to
torn.
him that the Japanese game might have
So
different
we'll
games
talk
than
about
the
this
American
hopefully
direct.
today. Hopefully help me
What if you
determine
did
who I
know
want to use tomorrow all day long in Street Fighter 6. All right. We also have the continuations of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, as well as the Diablo 4 playthroughs coming up this week. That's going to be exciting. In addition, we got my weekly react show, DSP versus the Internet, on Saturday. And of course, everything else that comes with this stuff. I will be doing a new review this week, and it's looking like it's actually going to be, of all things, the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
What?
Yes, that movie that released a month or two ago. I
People
think it
were
was called, like, Honor
talking
Among
about
Thieves
how
or
they
something
were
like that.
they're digitally donating movies to him now,
It
which
reviewed
is the
pretty well. People
stupidest
said that it was
thing
actually
I've
quite a
ever
good
heard of
movie.
since
I've
him
never
giving
seen
away
any
empty game
kind of,
cases.
you know, formal movie in the
I
Dungeons
was
and
thinking
Dragons
that
franchise.
he was
nor
gonna
have
do the
I ever
Mario
really played the
movie.
game. I know what it is, obviously. So that'll be pretty exciting. I'm gonna give that a look
Thank you,
sometime
Dutch
this week and do a
Brothers, for
review you. So,
the movie
a
code.
good variety of content coming up this week. The way I'm planning on covering it is the daytime streams will be Final Fantasy and Street Fighter kind of alternated, while the night streams will be Zelda as well as
Really good if you
Diablo
think about it. He has to watch
alternated.
movies.
So,
He has to actually work
good
by
stuff.
watching a movie
so we'll
than
talk
making
more about that
content.
in detail in a sec.
Yeah, they are
But
holding his feet
man,
to the fire.
Did they? I always say this. I say on my day off is when everything happens. Correct?
Uh-oh.
And
Oh, I
certainly this
completely
week
forgot the
was
day off
absolutely
ran.
no exception.
Hey,
Yesterday
Bishop.
there was a Nintendo Direct, and out of nowhere, it ends up being like the best Nintendo Direct in ages.
What?
It's got all these amazing announcements no one saw coming.
Yes.
You know, it blew a lot of
Yes!
people away,
What?
including me. I was shocked at some of the
Even
announcements
he
during
was
this
blown
event.
away.
We're going to talk about those this morning. In addition, there was a new interview with Todd Howard this morning.
Oh, we don't care about that guy.
Starfield, which revealed some
You
interesting
see that
things about
door?
the game that, no exaggeration,
leave.
agreed
You
completely
can
with my
leave through
speculations
it.
about it. What a shocker there, right? I mean, seriously, I'm not even kidding you. I was dead on right
Was it
about a
that
bunch
good,
of
Dingus?
stuff. So
Yeah.
it'll be cool to talk
I
about
would say
that
it
today,
was
too.
one of their finest directs in a while. I'd give it an 11 out of 10. There were like
So, if
7
you're
different
ready
Mario announcements.
For an info-packed podcast, you are
They're
in the
taking
right place,
advantage
my
of the
friend.
movie's
But
success.
before we begin, what I would like to say is thank you so much so
That's
far
why
this
I'm
month
doing this.
for your
I'm
amazing
I'm
support
excited,
and attendance
excited
and viewership of all of my
to see
content.
what he's gonna say.
This month has been a weird one because Street Fighter 6, you know, being the first major fighting game that I've actually covered in this capacity, I didn't know how it was going to work. So far, I'm very pleased with, you know, the response I've
Yeah, but
gotten.
it was
Most
a
people are very
genuinely
much
good
enjoying
direct.
my efforts to get good at
Wasn't-
the game.
wasn't flooded
and
with
or
fucking
supporting
farming
them, which is very
games,
nice.
for
But
one.
of course, I've been continuing on with Zelda and Diablo. Sadly, as I knew would happen, these games didn't get as much play as I would like, especially with me losing some streaming time last week because of internet issues. I'm behind on them, which I knew would
Womp
happen.
womp.
So thanks to those for being patient with those playthroughs this week, because it's a 7-day streaming week, it should be a way more development in those games. If you actually look, I'm going to be basically playing each of those 3 times each, which is great. 6
Yeah, I'm
hours
really
of progress
liking
in
the
each
new
game
2D
this week will
Mario.
be a very
But,
good thing.
as you guys
Especially
know,
some of
I'm
the
quite
parts I
easy
am
to
in the
please.
games. You know, we're at the culmination of Act 2 in Diablo
Act
4.
2?
And it looks like we're going to be heading towards the
I like the advice people give for
Gerudo
Diablo.
area in Zelda.
My
and hopefully
advice
6
is you
hours
make
this week,
more
maybe we
story
can actually beat all
progress.
the
You go to
quests in
Act
the
3
dungeon
and the
everything
game
there.
really opens
Maybe
up
even
to the
finish
meat
up
of
all
it.
the
Thank you, Phil.
Dragon Tier,
I mean, thank you, Den.
memories
For
in the
helping
game,
Phil.
which would advance us big time and kind of almost head us into the end game.
Hey, Remy.
So yeah, good stuff all around. Just thanks for being patient and thanks for supporting the streams. Now, before people panic, yes, if you take a look,
what am I taking a look
if
at?
you take a look at the
Members.
stream stats, you're gonna notice something.
Oh,
we
no.
lost a bunch of members in the last week. Okay, absolutely, this is truthful. What
I'm
happened?
panicking.
Well, a couple of
No!
factors happened. Factor number one is that I did lose out on a day of streaming, and when I'm not here, when I'm
I
planning
mean,
to be
it was
here,
more like
some
a
people get
stream
upset.
and a
Do
quarter.
I really think that's what happened? No, but I'm just saying it did affect things for sure to unscheduled lose out on a whole day. Now, the other factor
You were gonna
here is
lose
that
the
last
members
month,
either way.
we had a
You know
lot
how
of rallying
gifted
of support
memberships
and a
work,
bunch of
right?
gifted memberships
Doesn't
to the
matter if
channel
there was a
that have
lost
now
stream.
expired. In general, it was
Lost
actually around
implies
200
foul.
gifted
Can I
memberships
find the
that have
stream
all
you lost?
expired in the last week, okay?
Or
On top of that, I'm playing a ton of Street Fighter, and that brings in a certain crowd.
right,
Crowd
marked
who will come
one?
and
Like, what
enjoy
the
and
hell?
support
Ah, yes,
in
I
various
lost
ways.
these members
Memberships have not been one
because
of them.
I
You
could
know,
not
we've seen a lot of
stream.
tips and other things
No,
coming in, which
it
is
doesn't.
great, but memberships have been
You were gonna
kinda
lose them no
stagnant,
matter what,
actually,
Pimp.
in the last week. I've barely seen anyone even become a new member or renew a membership. So
If you kept your
that's what's
internet, you
happened,
would have whined
okay?
about them
Now,
regardless.
Perhaps today,
Now
with the
guns.
premiere of Final Fantasy 16, we'll see a flip on that. In fact, I would say once we start with gameplay today,
I
you
saw
may actually
Famitsu
see an
was
increase
given,
in viewership,
Final Fantasy
which will be great
16.
to see more people come to the
They
stream
do
than
it like
usual.
a 4
And if you're
reviewer
someone
scale.
who
3 of them
enjoys
gave it
my
a 10,
content,
one of them
you're
gave it a
excited for the
9.
premiere of a big new game
Dude,
today,
whoa.
and you want to support this channel and the
gonna be
content
like
that it
Final
puts out,
Fantasy of the
perhaps
year.
you would consider gifting some
century.
memberships to the community. Today would be a great
No, I
day
will
with
not
as many
consider
people
that.
as
I'm
we'll
sorry,
probably
Phil.
have on stream when I get started with the game. And I'm sure there's going to be people who maybe have lost their memberships in the last couple of days who would be willing to accept a gifted one. Just tossing that out there as an idea. It's always a good idea to support not only, you know, me and myself, but also everyone
Those
around
scribbles.
us.
He could have used
Hey,
that
gifted
lost
memberships
stream
are
to
a great way
advertise
do
all the
that, and I'm
benefits
sure
of being a
everyone would
member.
enjoy
Yeah,
having access to
exactly.
emotes and everything for the
He
premiere
could
of
have
a brand
spent
new
2
game.
hours on
So,
that lost
just throwing
night
that out
stream
there before
talking
people
about the
look at
benefits
leaderboard
of his
and freak out.
membership.
No, it's not a giant deal that we went down
I was
that menu. They were
taken
all
by
gifted
it because
last
of those
month, and I knew
idiots
they were
at
gonna expire.
Comcast.
The good news is I don't base special marathon events
Based
around
on what?
any kind of member goals anymore. You know, members are great; they come and go, and sometimes they come in waves.
I
Someone's
wonder
very
why we
generous,
don't rely
get a
on the
bunch.
monthly members
And then
goal
a new
anymore.
game comes out and we get a bunch
I
more.
wonder why
and
we
it's all
instead
good.
prefer
But if
on
we don't
daily
have them all
goals
the
and
time, that's
shifting the
okay too.
goalposts
It's a great way to
endlessly,
support the channel,
needlessly,
but
fruitlessly
I
at
still
times.
do these fun celebratory events regardless, and I think everyone appreciates that, right? I think the last few months it's definitely worked well. We got one coming up with
Hey, Sheba.
DSP's DSP on July 2nd, and this morning I'll be announcing something new for you all as well. Something
What?
else special for the month of July
Oh my
that I think
God.
you guys are all going to
No
very
way.
much enjoy because I'm actually very excited for it. So I want to talk about it this morning, but we'll get to that when we get to it, okay? So, great stuff all around, everybody. All around. And I hope that you're all excited for the fun.
Is he finally
And,
gonna Minecraft? Is that the
let's,
announcement?
where should we even begin? Should we go through the schedule first, get
Dingus
that out
wants
of the
to
way? I
restream
think we'll do that. Let's do the
DSP's
schedule
DSP.
for the week.
I was
also
curious,
what's
and
kinda
then I
going on
found out
long
he's
form
gonna
for the month.
recycle the schedule
And,
event from his
then we'll
birthday
jump into a
event, which he
bunch of
thought
positive
he said
game
he
news for
did during
today.
the Super Bowl,
And,
so he's
then we'll go
already
from there.
forgotten
How
when
does that
exactly
sound?
he did it.
Hopefully
But as soon
that
as he
sounds
said that, I
cool.
was not interested.
Cool.
I was like, and we should totally do that. We should totally collab, summer collab. And then I found that out. I was like, actually,
I'm going to dye my hair orange and paint myself green. I mean, I might as well because this is the character I'm doing the best with, the Street Fighter 6 right now. Not to say that'll stay forever.
and then a cloud,
but,
guys.
maybe I should make myself look like the Beast, the Beastie Boy, the Brazilian Beastie Boy. There you go. No Phil's Day Off segment. Would you like a Phil's Day Off segment? You want one?
No. Why would you?
Okay.
Why would you
Yesterday
do
was
this
my
to
day
us?
off. I didn't do much because yesterday was
Yeah,
meant to be
what
a
a
more
shock.
relaxing day after the hectic nature of last week's day off and then having my internet out and going out another day over the weekend, at least for part of the day. My wife and I really just wanted to recuperate. So for the most part, I just went out, did our usual grocery shopping and stuff like that, ran errands, and we ordered in. We actually ordered in some Indian food. I got a chicken curry.
I love Indians.
And my wife, I think, got a chicken tikka masala. You know, with
Okay, but did it
basmati
come
rice.
late
was
or did it
absolutely
come
delicious.
early and you guys weren't ready for it and you complained?
Well, my wife
Did
actually
you
played
tip?
a lot of Diablo 4 yesterday. She hadn't actually played Diablo 4 in a while. And there's a reason for it. And here's the reason. because she's gotten to the point in the game, I want to say she's like level 45 or something like that, okay? So she's obviously played way more of Diablo than I have. But basically, from what I'm seeing as she plays the game, she's kind of hitting a wall. And what I mean by that is, you know, the addictive nature of the game goes so far, and then after a while, you want to partake more in the story and or meaningful side missions, and she's starting to run into problems. For example, yesterday, she's doing this plot line that had to do something to do with cannibals or something like that, and it's several missions. And she does a bunch of them, and she gets to the final one, the game glitches out, it won't complete the quest line. So she had done all this work to complete the quest line, and it just doesn't work. She goes online. Yeah, it's a known bug. This quest line has a lot of issues. People are trying to find workarounds,
right?
and they can't really consistently figure out how to get it to conclude. It's a big problem.
Cat should handhold Phil on this game.
So then
they should be doing co-op collab streams. She doesn't even have to be in the same room. Just have her in her quote-unquote office
90%
and have her on her stupid-ass Series S.
Now, she has 6 health potions, okay? She's a rogue class.
Oh, I can't do that, idiot.
She can't really do much about this, right? She's like, so I'm trying to beat this boss, but if I take one hit, I'm nearly dead. And I'm supposed to kill the boss. You know, the boss.
It looks like we're going back to Skyrim.
Like, how am I supposed to beat this boss? So it's kind of like, she's frustrated because she likes the game, but now it seems like everything she's trying to do, side quest, glitch, not working. Main story boss, can't beat it because it seems like my build isn't good for this and I'm just instantly dying or whatever, right? And she's like, well, what am I supposed to do now? So she played a lot yesterday, and by the end of the day, she was actually frustrated. You know, I don't blame her. From what I saw watching her play, I'm like, yeah,
it sounds from the looks of it, you never blame her for anything.
It's almost like they're forcing you to party up in certain situations. And who wouldn't be frustrated if you played a quest line for hours just to find out the final quest can't be completed because the game is full of bugs, right?
Sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, that's a situation where her, you know, she still likes the game, but at this point, she's kind of hoping she can find something else to balance with it. So that way, if she hits the wall,
is she a streamer too? Is she a variety streamer?
It's kind of rough when you're only playing one game and you hit a wall. And you're like, well, now I'm kind of bored. What do I do, right? So I watched her play a bunch yesterday, and you know. That's basically what we did
think he sits next to Kit as she plays?
Nothing too
or does he
insane
sit behind
out of the
her?
road of what we would
Like
normally
maybe
do.
lie on the bed or something. Lie on his back and watch her play. Or is he like, if she's on a couch, is he right next to her on the couch? Does he pull up his own chair and sit right next to her? I think he's lying on the bed.
Like a bunch of appointments and stuff lined up for next week's day off, which is actually
I think behind
this week. Yeah. So. But anyway, yeah, that's Phil's
day.
They're not gaming in the living room. So that's why I didn't really think to make it a giant.
I would say behind on the bed with the phone
schedule-wise,
on Champions.
What's going on today? It is Final Fantasy.
Can we talk about the direct?
Excuse me.
The thing I actually care about.
All day long. All right. First stream, second stream, 5 hours of progress, and hopefully this turns out to be a great experience.
But she plays in her office, right?
Enjoy me covering
so if he's watching her play, they're in her
perhaps,
room.
Well, people, coming by who haven't been by in a little bit. You know, it's very
Why
possible that people
wobbling?
who have been gone since I played Final Fantasy. Excuse me, since I started playing Street Fighter 6, because they're not in the fighting games. But
don't
now
care
they'll come
about
back to chill with me.
I just
in
don't
an
want
RPG
to
style environment, right?
Waste
so
2 hours of him looking at games he doesn't care about.
And again, going into a game like this cold turkey, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what the graphics are even going to look like,
and going over games that we know and he knows, and even the dents know he's not going to play.
If I'd known everything that was going to happen, it wouldn't be that special, you know. So I'm excited to get started today. All right. Now tomorrow we're doing Street Fighter 6 all day long, and the question is, well, what am I doing? Like I said, I think I'll do something new rather than play Blanca or Lily.
See, even Anna agrees.
I think instead we'll pick someone who
Anna
I
had like
really
10
motherfuckers
on.
My question is, should
I
it
don't
be
even
Honda,
know if he.
who I've
I don't
only
remember if
used
he
for
went
like
over
a
the
couple
actual
of
schedule
hours
segment.
and
You
didn't
watched
learn
the
that much
food.
about when I used
And
it.
had 10 people on. And then that still didn't make it
man, I'm gonna be in
like
hot
I
water.
enjoyed the call we had, the actual call, the content of that birthday
stream. I'm not
stream.
good with Honda. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I beat enough people like that first day the game was out that I got to freaking diamond rank, which is insane. And now anyone I play is going to be whooping my ass. Trust me, they are. So that could be a rough one.
I feel like the night Street Fighter streams are better
Some of the
than
characters
day
I'm mulling about using tomorrow.
But I might be
perhaps
wrong.
Guile,
it's all the same.
Perhaps Ryu.
Street Fighter should have been banned to night streams ages ago. I thought he said Tuesday that was the final Street Fighter day stream.
First of all, they're all classic characters from classic Street Fighter, but they all are going to be a lot different than how they played originally, especially a character like Ken,
hello,
who's
Judicious
a kind of mix-up, rush-down character. and this character has so many tools and options. It seems like any hit you get with Ken,
I'm gonna grade him on his Nintendo Direct coverage. He says this is the best Nintendo Direct in years.
Where he's
so
safe on almost
I got a
everything,
script here. I
and as long as
basically
you're mixing
predicted
things up
what he
with
would
dash
say for
cancels,
each
he could
game.
do, high,
I
low
got all my
mix-up,
bases
throw
covered.
mix-up. And again, I got one hit. Ooh, dash cancel, giant combo from anywhere on the screen, right? Like, I've seen crazy juggles with hurricane kicks and stuff. It's just pretty wild how many tools they gave Ken in this game. Now, when someone has that many tools, it may very well be kind of confusing what tools to use in what situation because he's going to have so many. But I'm not sure. Do I want to do that, or should I play with maybe Guile, who seems to be way more defensive and like the ultimate defensive character in this one,
Guile.
especially with his very low charge special
stream.
moves. Chun-Li I played once in the beta and I really liked her, but admittedly I didn't really know that much about her. Now
I can't
could
like
probably
Chun-Li,
try
I'm
things like dash
married.
cancels and advanced combos.
What
to
about
get better
Cammy
with her.
though?
And
Jury?
then, of course, Ryu, I did use in the beta for a bit and was actually getting
Gonna
better
get out
with
of work
him.
for this.
But I
Good.
didn't really
This is gonna
implement
be a
much.
nothing,
Like, I wasn't
nothing
implementing
burger.
his new move where
Catch
you
the
like
VOD,
it's like rather than a fireball, he like does a force push with his hands with electricity. And also, I wasn't using dash cancels at all. Now, obviously, I would try to implement dash canceling. So, I guess the question is, who should it be? And let's talk about this over the course
Direct
of
was
today.
a B+.
This is something I'd like your feedback
I guess if
on.
you're
By
not
the
a
end of today, I'd like to decide.
Mario
because
fan
tonight,
like me,
whoever I pick, I'd actually like to watch some
it definitely
gameplay
pushed it to
what I'm
SSS
doing
Plus
is when
for
I play
me.
these
Just how
characters
many
online, I
announcements
kind
they
of
came out
absorb
with.
some tech from
People
watching
hyped up because
gameplay
people on
videos.
Twitter are very excited about some of the games they
And that
announced.
allows me to learn
He
more
is
than just
nuts
the basics
over
and
Super
kind of know some
Mario
advanced strategies
RPG,
to use with
and
these
he was
characters
thinking it was going to be
that I
Final
definitely
Fantasy
would like to
VI or
learn.
Chrono
So,
Trigger.
let's talk about
But
it today.
I think Mario
Alright,
RPG was
and,
one of
and
his
tomorrow,
predictions
a new character in
yesterday.
Street Fighter 6, and it should be a
But
fun
I don't
day.
think he saw the
Alright?
rumors. I
Saturday's
think
gonna
that
be
was
DSP
one of
versus
his
the Internet, my
personal
React show
predictions,
on
and it
DSP
just so
Reacts during
happened
the
to line
daytime
up
stream.
with what actually
Yes,
happened.
it'll be the usual format of random order for videos, but
Yeah,
Ultra members,
10
of course,
dinger
will
on
get
day
videos watched
one.
first. If you are a channel member over on DSP Reacts, I urge you, post up your videos sooner rather than later. A lot of people have been waiting till the last 24 hours, and there's a chance that it will not get on the show if you do that. All right, so
Could you imagine if he plays the Peach game?
for that.
Then we'll have a literal
and then, of course,
princess
like I said,
game
what I'm
in
gonna
the
do every day is
rotation. Like, it
alternate.
won't even
So
be
the
a joke.
daytime stream on
You'll be
Sunday
able to
will
say,
be Final
DSP,
Fantasy
you're going to
16,
play the
the daytime
princess
stream on
game,
Monday will
right?
be
And you
Street
can't
Fighter,
get banned
and
for
Final
it because
Fantasy,
it's going to
Street
be
Fighter, Final Fantasy,
objectively
kind of
true.
alternated. The night streams as well. So Saturday's night stream will be
2024
Zelda.
is gonna be
Sunday's
ballin'.
night stream will be Diablo. Monday's night stream will be Zelda. Tuesday's night stream will be Diablo, and we'll keep doing that. All right. Now the only thing is up in the air would be Wednesday. On Wednesday, since this is a 7-day streaming week, it's kind of the odd day out. And the question is, what would you guys like to see? Do you want maybe another established stream of Final Fantasy or Street Fighter that day? And the night stream, would you like a stream of Zelda or Diablo that day?
should play
Maybe
the
we should just go
Pikmin
with the
demo,
alternating schedule all week.
but he's
or do you want to
probably
see
not,
it maybe
'cause
mixed
he
up for the
fucking
last
sucks.
day? I'm not sure.
No, I don't have any time for
So,
it.
that's what's going on this very extended and exciting new release streaming week.
Extended?
Also, I would like to remind all of you of the
More
very
like
hype
the
event that is coming up,
extended.
ladies and gentlemen. It is DSP's DSP, which stands for
Hey,
Digital Summer
speaking of
Party.
which.
It is a marathon-style party event that's happening on Sunday, July 2nd.
Marathon-style party?
We have so much we're going to be doing on that day at this point. Ready? Just listen to this. You ready for this? Number one, party-like atmosphere.
I don't know what it
some
does
special
either,
things going
Shroom.
on that day. I'll probably
I
drink
kinda
a
wanna
little bit or take a
disable it.
shot if I get a certain
The
amount
only
of
Cerulean
support,
told me how to do
during
it,
that day.
but
That's
it's
number
kind
one.
of like, can I have
Number
an
two,
official way?
some special things will be in place that day. I won't spoil yet, but I have a few things
thank you, Lion. Thank you
planned
for
in
showing up.
mind that I think you guys will enjoy. Number three.
Don't feel bad. You're not gonna.
First
You're not
segment
gonna
of the
miss
show
much.
will be us going through the game schedule for the rest of the year. As you know, we just had a slew of humongous digital events from Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Capcom, as well as now Nintendo. And what I'd like to
Can
do
we
is
do
go through the
an
gaming
like
schedule
a
and
react
update
video
what
for the
games I'm
direct
interested in
then?
playing,
If you're not
and
gonna
we'll,
cover the
we'll
whole
kind of talk
thing,
them through
so
and hash them out.
my
What
script
games should I
here does not go to
absolutely play on
waste.
release, and what games should I skip? And the reason I say that is because there's absolutely positively no way I can play every single game in September, October, and November of this year. This year is lining up to
He
be
did it when the PS5
probably
came out.
the
I'll
most
always
stacked
bring this
gaming-
up. He
hardcore
played
gaming
like
season
5
I've
or
ever
6
seen.
games
There's that many
simultaneously
games
during the
releasing in such a short
PS5
period of
launch, and
time
that wasn't that long
that
ago. So that's why I'm gonna keep bringing
I
it
just
up.
don't think I can pull it off. I think we're going to end up having to skip like at least a third to half
All right,
the
thank you,
games
Cheshman.
and playing them at a later date.
Take it easy.
Which I'm fine with,
Wait to
but
read
we
your
need to
book
talk about what
reports,
games
what I
will be played
missed.
right away and what
Hey,
games
the book
will be
report's
skipped.
already written
So,
up. I'm waiting for
in
him.
a
It's
very
his turn to give
extended
me his
segment,
book report.
We're going to go in detail into the gaming schedule and figure this out, okay? In addition to that, there's going to be several tier maker ranking events. One will definitely be
I can't make fun of the tier maker anymore, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but my good friend William the Alchemist, I isekai'd into Alchemy Land last night, and we spent the day rating anime waifus. It was pretty fun.
And
I've never done a one-on-one thing with Will before, and he's a nice guy.
Not one, not two, but 3 different things for the show.
Obviously, we showed the guy how to do it right.
Kinds of American fare cuisine in a mukbang / feasting with Phil, whatever you like to call it.
On the top left?
Several segments of the show like that as well.
His dumb little banner someone made for him.
Planned,
I was thinking, I thought you were talking about the Sprite there.
Special event with tons going on.
Yeah, DSP's DSP stands for Digital Summer
It sounds like it's going to be
Party.
a great time. Okay, I think it is going to be a very good time.
Because he calls it an event.
That's coming up.
It's also a party.
Now, in addition to all of that,
nothing festive about this shit, man.
Something else has happened. Something else interesting and exciting that I was not even aware of. All right? During my day off, I had several
Second
people,
bankruptcy?
probably, three people
Chargeback?
who contacted me out of the blue and said, hey, Phil, were you aware that the person whose YouTube channel you have used for React content many, many times over the last year, June the King, has put out a documentary about the history of machinima? And to let you guys know, I actually did know he was making this. I didn't know when it was going to come out.
This wasn't my recommended. I didn't see who made it though. No.
That he was
No.
I've been talking about it publicly, but also I'd kind of talked to him behind the scenes a little bit about what he's working on this year.
Please.
He's actually working on a documentary about me.
Anything but this.
Go figure. But no, like I knew he was working on this.
I agree, Phil. No.
Apparently it came out yesterday. And people are saying it's really good.
No, it's probably going to be.
Now, here's
it's probably all right on its own. I don't want to see you talk about it.
I was a partner with Machinima for over 6 years.
Oh my God!
I actually partnered up with Machinima
We're
on
2
YouTube
degrees of separation away from the helicopter company.
With them all the way through early 2017.
It's a pretty boring video.
Most major YouTubers who partnered with Machinima literally quit within a year or two of being with them. Because they had bad experiences, because Machinima was a very disorganized, very not dependable style company. Just to give you some perspective, this is a company that had no idea what they were doing.
I do think it's pretty suspicious.
They were always tossed money by investors, and they would blow it all.
Because I don't know if he actively refuses to go after Phil or something, or if they got, if maybe they're in DMs, maybe they got like a clause together.
You don't make TV series.
The dirty deal.
Do that.
But I do think it's weird that
one year they'd fly out to
have a
E3
June DSP
telling you that they want all their content creators to get prominent and cover E3, and then next year they'd say we're not doing anything.
And he's
then one year they say we're going to
obviously
send you
talked
an
about it
insane
in the
amount of
past
free
too.
games to cover, and the next year they'd be like, we don't talk with anyone.
He claims it's too much. Oh, it's too much to cover.
I mean, no exaggeration. One day,
you've covered like Jordy and LTG.
Grouping of contacts and important people who want to help you out on YouTube to become a better content creator and advance and succeed.
Yeah,
and then the next day you have an issue, you contact them and they're like, don't bother us. They're just the weirdest company, and I was with them for over 6 years, and I've told you guys the stories over the years that I've personally had, but I've never told you the full story.
Broke me from Pignosis,
I was kind of waiting for there to be a reason.
Or at least that's what I
went
tell
out
myself.
of business a couple years ago, and when they went out of business, what happened was they were bought out by another company. That company shut them down and literally deleted their channel. So you're talking upwards of 10 to 15 years of content that people had made for Machinima that was deleted from the internet when they went out of business. And a lot of people are very upset about that, okay?
I guess I'm not fully
so what I'd like to do, obviously, because there's not only vested interest here for me to do something like this, but there's a public interest in me doing it as well. People contacted me out of the blue and said, did you know this documentary came out? Will you react to it? Because this is absolutely something we feel you can add to. You were part of this thing. The whole time this was going on, you were part of it, and we want to hear your take on all these subjects that June covers, but also we want to hear you add all your personal supplemental experiences and things. And I was like, yeah, this sounds like a great plan to me. As you know, when I do long-form React stuff, it's very much detailed, and it adds a lot. So, for example, I'll react to an hour-and-a-half video. It'll take me 5 hours. So even though this is a documentary that's a 50-minute long documentary, I would guarantee you this would take at least 2 to 3 hours to get through, because I'm going to probably have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of things to add to the discussion that most people don't know about Machinima or didn't know was happening behind the scenes. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, when June told me he was working on this Machinima documentary, I went back and I searched my emails.
Your
Guess
emails. I'm searching for my email. I need
most
my
of my
members
email
back.
correspondence that I with Machinima saved.
Whoa.
And I have some very interesting things that have happened. Like, for
Whoa,
example,
the tea.
when my incident
Carter.
happened in 2016, how they took it upon themselves to go out there and start doing things in my name that I never gave them permission to do, and I had a lot of issue with.
Whoa,
Okay?
what? The dirty dealing.
Or how, when a lot of people were being very slanderous and negative towards me over the years, they decided to go out of there and do things that I never authorized them to do. For example, they went out there and started claiming videos and trying to take down things, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, I never told you to do that. But they just took it upon themselves to do it because they were my partner network and they thought that they had that authority.
Why would
when I never
Machinima
gave it
do
to
this, you guys?
There's just a ton of stuff like that. And I have it all saved. Like, literally, I've saved all the email correspondence and everything. So I've got some stuff to discuss when it comes to this company that doesn't exist anymore. So, I'm decided that in the month of July,
Yeah,
we
spill
will
that
do a
fucking hot
long-form
goss.
react
I want to hear
to the
it.
June the King Machinima
Not really.
documentary. All right. Now, when will it be? I don't know yet. We have to figure this out because already the first week of July we have the special digital summer
guessing
party coming
August.
up. So obviously
It
you don't
sounds
want
like
to
an
do that
August event to me.
right after, right? What you want to do is you want to kind of space it out because if I'm going to take another whole day off from gameplay,
It is the
streaming, I want
Mario.
to do it when it's
What's up, man?
appropriate. So maybe around like the middle of the month or something like that. I haven't done a long form react in many months. The last one was the Internet Historian long form react, which you guys really enjoyed. So I figure let's do another one now, and we've had enough
It's
time.
gonna be a
right?
self-filleting,
We've spaced it out, we've
cocksucking
broken it up
segment,
enough
Mark 1.
that this would be a good
I
one,
can't
okay?
wait. I love the
Wow, in
bloviating
fact,
into
guess what?
sip. I love it so much.
Guess what I've got? I got the Machinima swag because I still have Machinima clothes. I think I have a Machinima
I got
hoodie
the drip going.
that
It's
I've
like
saved up as a
faucet.
collector's item because it's so rare because they don't exist anymore. I even have a Machinima branded Xbox 360.
You could sell it.
I have all the Machinima shit. This is gonna be a very special long form event. It's gonna be pretty cool actually. So I'll bust all this stuff out for you guys. All right.
Thought he stopped long reacts because they weren't doing
So,
well.
Hope you're excited. It sounds interesting
he did
to
have a
you. If
line
you want to
about
hear
that
about the
once
history of
upon
this
a time.
company.
His one with the internet
June's
historian.
documentary. I recommend checking out his channel, June the King. Give the documentary a watch. Here's the thing. I'm not going to watch it. The thing is, I am very tempted to watch it. I want to see what June researched
I'm
and
just
found
gonna
out.
skip
Because
through it,
actually, I was
guys.
talking with
I
him
wanna-
several
I wanna
months
know
ago, and
what's
I was
in
like,
it.
dude, no one ever did a proper documentary on Machinima. Nobody. It's an untouched subject, and it's weird because they were one of the biggest companies that just died out of nowhere. And I wonder what
Yeah,
the
they
real
died
history
like Loot
is.
Crate.
The truth is, I don't know what caused them to fail. All I know is that they kept getting investor money and pissing it away.
Look at this. All companies that involve with themselves with
I'm
film
very curious to
instantly
see what
go under.
June researched and found out about this company in his documentary. So, yeah, let's see. I'm gonna watch this
got that
in
reverse
July
minus.
at some point. Let's talk about it over the course of the next several weeks to determine what's the best time to do it. But yeah, it'll probably be a weekend. It'll probably be a marathon style event.
Why does he need an event if he's already going through what he knows? Yeah, if this was me,
All right, should
this
be
was
a
a
good
video.
time.
This would be a
And,
video we'd watch
something
while I'm
different
playing
to break up the
like
content.
fucking Bugs Bunny
so
or
it's
something.
not just the same gameplay over and over, but instead it'll be some good variety for the channels. All right, so that's going to be a special event coming
At
up
least he's
in
not charging
July.
for it
All right?
because the internet
And then what
historian
I would say
react
is
failed.
after that, probably the next special
He's just
event
gonna
we're
do
going to
it.
do would be my anniversary event. Because if you're not aware, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
a while back
this
it
is
would
my
be you pay
15-year
him, you
anniversary
pay
as a
him
content creator on the internet.
to
I've now been
unlock
making
an
YouTube
event
videos for 15 years
in which you have to pay
on
him
a fairly
even
consistent
more.
basis, you know? And I'd like to celebrate that. What we're probably going to be doing is over the course of the summer, let's talk about what special events we can do, but I'm thinking the second half of August and the first half of September before all the new releases start hitting. I'd like to do a series of
thing is still
celebratory
getting
events.
belted.
All right?
Yeah, we're not
Number
even
one,
touching the
definitely
direct.
some
I
kind of a
fucking lost.
retrospective marathon where we go back down memory lane and we watch clips from my past and I react to them. Number
Oh,
two,
the
I'd like to play some
retrospective
retro
events.
games. Maybe
Get
some of
outta
the games that
here.
were originally from my early days as a YouTuber.
Isn't this
Maybe do some
August? We're
throwback
talking about
playthroughs
shit
or
in
just
August.
Gameplay sessions, okay? But in addition to that, we can do some special stuff like a tier maker where I rank all of the games that I previously had said were Game of the Year nominees and or winners, and we can basically rank those against each other in a modern
How many
setting
of them
and say
are gonna
which
be
ones
games
stood
he
the
doesn't
test of
even
time and
remember?
still are great games, and what other ones maybe kind of, you know, not really
They're
that good
big
and didn't age very
stakers.
well, and they don't really deserve that prominence anymore, right? That'll be a fun event. So there's tons of things we can do to celebrate my 15-year anniversary as a content creator, and that's going to be coming up. Likely what we'll do is we'll talk about it in July, start planning, and then about mid to late August into the first week of September is when we'll do all those
Still
special
drinking
events
water?
to
Yeah,
prepare.
I got water.
But then once those new releases start hitting during the hardcore gaming season, that's what I've got to focus on.
Don't
Okay,
worry, I'm hydrating.
good stuff. I mean, geez, what a schedule.
I'd
A
rather,
jam-packed, exciting week of
hydrate
gaming,
than
a marathon
ride-drake,
coming up,
if you know what
a
I'm
big
saying.
long-form React coming up.
Ain't it,
Oh,
baby?
we already got stuff looking down the pipeline that's coming up later this year. This is going to be a very exciting year. Really, I'm very excited about this second half of 2023. I think it's going to be a great time here on the streams. So, excellent. All right. Let us now get to game news, because if I don't get to game news, I'm going to forget and we're not going to cover everything. All right.
Oh my god.
So, folks, let's talk, because yesterday was a humongous day for Nintendo. One of
Yes!
the biggest Nintendo Directs ever, in my opinion. Covering so many awesome topics. Let's just go ahead right through it. all
Right
right?
into it.
So,
It's not a Q&A.
first
It's not a
and
Q&A. He's
foremost,
gonna go through it.
if you can believe it, just listen to this. Super Mario RPG.
But
The
wait.
1996 Square
Where's
Enix
it?
turn-based RPG starring
Here it
the
is.
cast of Super Mario Brothers with original characters as well.
I'll highlight
is
it. You can
getting
see what I
a
wrote.
full-on remake.
That's what I predicted he'd
Yes.
say.
They've redone the graphics to be full 3D. They got the original composer back, whose name is
Yoko Shimomura.
Yoko Shimomura. And
Composer of
she's
Street Fighter 2,
recomposing
your
the
favorite
entire
game.
soundtrack in a remixed fashion to sound more
Remixed
modern.
style fashion. Composed
Yes,
for Kingdom
this
Hearts
game
and Mario and Luigi. as
coming
well.
out in November on the 17th.
And those Mana games.
And I couldn't believe it when they announced it. I was like, what on
I'm
earth?
predicting
I never
yes.
expected this.
And
I really
from the,
didn't.
from the sound
They
of
do
it,
have Super Mario
I think I'm
RPG
correct.
currently on the Switch. If you have the subscription-based program,
Wrong,
Switch Online,
actually. It is
you
not
can
on
play it
Switch
there right
Online.
now.
Wrong.
But
What?
the fact
How?
that they have
What?
redone this game.
No, it's actually
from the
not on
ground
that
up,
service.
great, you know,
It's
the
on the
only thing
SNES
is the
Mini.
story and
Why would you
the
say
gameplay
this?
elements. But the graphics and the music completely redone. That is amazing.
Stop talking
You
about
know,
things
that
you know
is so
nothing
awesome.
about.
Because this game is a game that is an incredible.
What happened to no
RPG
lengthy
from
RPGs?
those 90s times?
Oh,
especially
wait, this
Square
is
Enix
from
classic, in
his
my opinion.
era.
And it never
He's
really
gonna
got much
talk.
love.
Look,
It's weird because
look
after
at my
this
look
game
at my
came out,
prediction.
there were no sequels.
You guys liked what I
nothing
played
like
the
that.
original,
Were there
but the
other games
streams
that
were
were in the
slower.
spirit? Yeah,
I'm
I would say to
absolutely
some
gonna
extent
play
the
this.
Super
It'll be
Mario
interactive
games
and
that came
meaningful.
out
I don't care
after
about support.
were
I'm gonna play
somehow
this
in
for
the spirit
me.
of this franchise, but never really did it originally
Mario RPG
get
super
a
lengthy.
sequel or anything. Nothing official.
It's not
right?
a 50-hour ordeal.
So to see this game now get this kind of treatment
Mario RPGs tend to be on the shorter
it's
side.
pretty amazing to see that they've actually.
Listen to
I guess
him.
they've
You
listened
know
to
he's
fan
gonna
feedback
play
and feel like
this.
It's gonna sell. Now, of course, the one thing you may say is a negative. It's full price. It's gonna be a $60 game.
It's
And
an
like, wait a minute,
RPG.
but it's the same exact game.
It's an
From
RPG.
1996, better graphics, better music, but it's the same game. I could play this game right now on Nintendo Switch Online.
No,
just
you
for having the
can't.
Switch Online sub. Why do I have to pay $60 for it? Right?
You have to pay.
But for some
what?
of us, man, like for me, this is.
You
this
don't
is
even
pure
have your
retro
online
vibe and
active. This is not an
nostalgia.
argument.
And I'm down for it. I'm down for playing this game. Now, I guess the real question is, what's going to be going on in November, game-wise? Are we actually going to have time to play it at
Why
launch?
are the
or is this
dents
something
not
because it's
correcting them on
already-
this?
I've
We
already
need the
done a playthrough
debunk.
of Super Mario RPG. When it was released on the SNES, we played it. So I think my playthrough is like 4 years old at this point.
I hate this dude.
So it'd be cool to play it again, but at the same time, you know, is this really something that if there's other new hot popular games
See,
out,
look,
right? is this
exactly
something
what
that
I
should be
said.
doing to take
Exactly what
priority
I
when
said.
I should be probably playing those other games first. We'll have to talk about it, all right? But I definitely am super interested, you know, because I love the game, and I would be very excited to.
I'll
play
give
the
myself a
game
point for that,
again
'cause I
with
feel
new
like
graphics
for the
and new
most
music
part
and
I was
everything for
correct.
you guys, all right? So that's a huge announcement, in my opinion.
I think he's gonna
The
play
Metal
it.
Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1
Alright, looks
is
like
now
we're
coming
jumping
out on
around.
October 24th on all platforms, but of
There you
course
go.
on the Nintendo Direct they said it's coming out on the Switch. And basically what it is, it's the original trilogy of games. I think Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. But as we've discussed, it's just ports.
It's
This
just
is
ports. They're
oh,
not
they redid the games
re-whatevers.
with better graphics. These are just the ports of the previous version. So it's literally the PS1 version of Metal Gear Solid, right? And then Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 have the HD remakes from the previously released HD collection, just ported into this collection.
Yeah, but they're
And I
trapped
believe
on
this also
older
has the VR
systems.
missions, right? Which was the handheld game. The
Why do
VR
you
missions
keep
and all of that,
scratching
so it
your
has some of
ear?
that
What
as
is
well.
wrong with you?
So
What?
it's
I like
good
how he
for
looks
those who
at it.
want a
We
modern
glance at
way
the
to play
data, we
classics.
glance at
For
our
example,
fucking earwax.
I'm one of the people who said people have wanted me to replay Metal Gear Solid 1 for years. They want me to do another full playthrough of it. Now
Yeah, I
that
remembered
I'm
that,
an
so,
older guy,
I
I'm a
added
different
that
kind
to
of gamer
the
now,
prediction
interactive
here.
streamer. They want to see me pull this off, you know, because my old playthrough is terrible. It's from a million years ago, and you know they want to see me do it better and do it more justice. So I said I would do it, but then the only way I had access to it was to play it emulated on my PS3. My PS3 hasn't worked for years. So I'm basically locked out of
it sounds like you're one of the people who would benefit the most from this Master Collection re-release.
Version will be the classics, so you can play them on a modern console, you see? Now, Guts says also this is going to include Metal Gear 1 and 2 Solid Snake and Snake's Revenge. So those are what, the NES games? So it's going to have the NES games on there as well.
And the MSX
in the
games.
collection.
I think that's what it's called.
Listen, let me put it this way. If you've never played these games
Why
before,
does he keep doing
and
this?
You always had an inkling to play the classics, this is probably a great way to do
Dude,
it.
his ear is so
Or if you're a big
rosy.
fan
Look,
of these
compare
games and you
compare
just
his
wanna
left ear
have a
to
way
his
to play
right
it on a
ear.
modern console.
Compare his what is going on?
Personally,
Look,
I
look
don't
at the
see a reason
sway.
to
The
rush and play.
swivel of
Why?
the
It's
head
the
will
same
allow you to
versions
see
you've
it.
already played. If these were remakes or something, that'd be different. But this is the same stuff you've already played, so it's cool to have it for.
That's a cherry red ear.
Legacy purposes.
Cherry red
to
right
preserve
ear.
the game, so you can still play them if you want. But I'm not super excited for it. I think the bigger announcement was when they said they're remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 as a full-on remake with new graphics, new gameplay elements, new everything. That's way more exciting to me, and that's going to be coming out at a later date. So
I'll
glad
say
it's coming out. You know, you want for preservation purposes.
I
you
put
can
that he
play
was
them,
interested, but
I'm
I
not
gave
super
it a
stoked for this
yes.
collection.
I'll be fair. He won that over me.
Continuing on. 2 new games and franchises here. Pretty interesting. First of all, a brand new game starring Princess Peach is coming to the Switch in 2024.
They showed a weird Princess Peach
exactly
game, but
sure
they didn't
what
give
it
us a
is yet.
title or any
All right?
gameplay. They just said it released
it's
next
a game
year.
starring Princess
Thanks,
Peach as the
Nintendo.
protagonist, and we haven't seen a game like this since Super Princess Peach on the DS over a decade ago.
Did you play it?
So
I didn't see the
it's
full
kinda
playthrough
neat
of that.
to see Princess Peach get the limelight for a game, but we'll have more details on that, as we move forward here. Also,
I was correct
there
on
will
that.
be a visually enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Didn't play the original
in
on
development for
3DS.
the Switch
I didn't
coming out
have
in
it.
2024.
I didn't even know they
Those
made a
who don't
Luigi's Mansion
know,
on 3DS.
Dark Moon was basically Luigi's Mansion 2, and it was a 3DS exclusive. I own it. When I bought my 3DS
Damn,
many
you
years
do?
ago, I bought Dark Moon.
Yeah, I wrote that he didn't play it.
I didn't play much of it.
Yeah, I wrote that he
played
didn't
maybe
even
like an
know they
hour.
made it. Okay.
What it was meant to be was
Okay,
the games I
well,
was going to play as I traveled.
I was wrong on
and
that.
I went to game conventions, and I went to, tournaments and things.
Nah, that is true.
And I
He had his
probably used
3DS
it
a
for
lot
1
early
to
on.
2 trips, but then essentially I kind of stopped traveling. So it kind of
Dude,
sucks
he's
because I bought
still
it, and I got all
doing
ready
it.
for travel, and then I never really used it. So I never really
If
played
I wasn't
the game.
tallying the
But
points,
yeah,
I'd
they're
route.
remaking
I'd
it for console, so now there's
I'd
more
write
access to it.
how many times
I
he's,
think what it is the
fiddling with
3DS
his
is
ear
being
there.
sunsetted. The Switch is the new thing for Nintendo that they want everyone playing, and because of that, they want people
Make
to
sure
have
to stock
access
up
to
on
this
2
game,
liter
and that's
Dr.
why they're probably
Peppers.
gonna
I'm
be
good.
doing that, you see. Okay. Cool. What else? There's so much going on here. This is another one that shocked me. I had no clue this was happening. They made a new Mario 2D game.
Yeah, that was the
Now,
big
here's the thing.
reveal. Here it is, down here.
Back when I was starting to become a prominent YouTuber, so we're talking like 2010, 2011, 2012, okay? This is the time when the Wii was ending its life cycle and the Wii U was premiering, and basically Nintendo went into absolute overboard mode with 2D Mario games. There was
Do
like
we really need the whole history segment from
New
this,
Super
man?
Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U, Luigi, New Super Luigi Brothers U. This is that. There was like 5 or 6, no exaggeration, like 5 or 6 2D Mario games, right? That were all coming out around the same time within like a 2 to 3 year period. So I really feel what happened was they just completely, they oversaturated the market. 1,000,000% oversaturated the market with that stuff. And they were all good games, don't get me wrong. But yeah, after you play 1 or 2 of them, you start to get a little bored. I remember I played one, a full co-op playthrough with John back in the day. And it was an exceptionally good playthrough for the 2 of us, to play. But then you play the next one, and the next one, you're like, okay, well, it's getting excessive at this point, right? And then all of a sudden, Mario vanished for the longest time.
No, I'm live.
Right?
I
And all
can't.
of a
There's
sudden
no
he came
skip
back in
juice. Not on these
2017.
streams.
As Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch, and since then, once again, Mario vanished. And now here
Is
we
he
are,
speaking to watch the direct
6
on
years
stream?
later, and they've
Fuck
announced
no.
Super
Is he gonna watch it himself
Mario
and just gonna discuss? It
Brothers
looks like he's just
Wonder.
reading off articles.
A new 2D game coming out October 20th. And boy, does it have some weird visuals. Mario as
Well,
an elephant.
I kind of correctly
some really
predicted
weird
that he
stuff.
would talk about
Basically,
the
it seems
history.
Like they really went in a really weird,
Let's see how he
oddball
talks about the
direction
gameplay.
with this one. You know, what it may be is they just wanted crazy stuff,
Hello, Hate Army.
and they didn't really want.
I'm here because
to
that piece of shit
give it
Carl
rhyme or
told me to
reason.
come.
So they just called it Super Mario Wonder.
love
Here's a bunch
Carl.
of random shit, right? But it is a classic 2D Mario game. Okay?
Oh, a
it's
trailer
coming out
with actual
November.
gameplay,
Well,
not
then Then the
cinematics?
article here, Nintendo UK, is wrong. Nintendo UK says October 20th. Is Nintendo UK incorrect?
They
I'm
lived in Mark
literally
one
reading
time.
right from Nintendo UK's.
Yeah, but you don't live in the UK. Time zones?
I guess we'll have to get this date settled in once I go through the.
Did you not watch
gaming
the-
schedule
well,
update
okay,
we're gonna do
there's your
during the
proof,
digital
Sab,
summer
that he didn't
party.
actually
Okay,
watch
we'll
the
actually
trailers.
officially go through and do all that, right?
The direct tells
Anyway,
you the date.
So, that's coming out, right? So that's very exciting. It is 10/20/2023, so I'm correct. It is October 20th. Okay, thank you. So just another game for October. Seriously, another game for
seriously.
October. Like we didn't have enough lined up, right?
Right.
All right, continuing on because we're not
Remember
done with
during
this
his
news
birthday
yet.
when October was empty?
A new WarioWare game is coming out, and
I was
man, it's
correct on
been
that.
a while since we had a new WarioWare game.
2
right?
years.
Like,
It
it's
hasn't
a
been that long. You
while.
didn't play the last one.
This one is going to be called WarioWare Move It. Comes out on November 3rd.
Motion controls,
It
I'm not
has
interested.
200 mini games. Co-op play for 2 players, party modes for 4 players. So it's very much in the same vein as previous WarioWare
Dude,
games.
stop
I actually
pulling
had
your
a
fucking
WarioWare game
ear.
back in the day on my Nintendo 3DS, and I loved it. I actually thought it was a really fun game. But man, it's just meant to be a bunch of micro games. It's nothing super special or anything. It's just get better at these micro games and kind of master them. And they were very chaotic or whatever. So pretty cool to see a new one coming out. Probably not something I'm going to be playing though.
Yep. I'm right. Nope.
Dragon Quest is getting a new game called Monsters: The Dark Prince on December 1st. I don't know what that is. Dragon Quest Monsters. I think it's its own spin-off line, but I don't actually know what Dragon Quest Monsters is. So I don't know if it's good or not, or something I should look into. Maybe you guys could give me more information, but I'm not sure what the franchise is all about.
Well, I said that he already knew about it and knew that it was like
Also,
Pokemon, and that it was going to be a maybe.
For those who have never
So,
played the
I got
original
felted on
Pikmin
that.
games 1 and 2,
Pikmin,
which originally
Shadow Drop
were
wine?
games for the Nintendo GameCube way back in the day,
They did a Shadow
they're
Drop.
going to be
They did
making
it just like
HD
Metroid Prime.
versions
Oh,
of these
thanks,
games
Nintendo.
that can be either purchased as a
I'm
bundle discount
already fucking
or
playing a bunch of
piecemeal
other games.
separately
Zero
on Nintendo Switch
advertising,
Online.
zero build-up.
So I'm not actually sure if this is something I'd be interested or not. I played Pikmin 3
It's
years
not on
ago,
Switch
and I really,
Online.
really enjoyed the game.
Proof that he
At
has
the
no
same time,
idea what he's
perhaps
talking
these
about.
older versions, maybe, you know, I don't know if they're as accessible and fun as Pikmin 3 was. And by the way, Pikmin 4 is coming out next month.
Look, guys, I'm not saying
So I
no,
don't know
but
if
not
I'm
for
going to be
now.
playing these or not, but it is now nice to know.
Maybe later.
Oh, they're live right now? They're actually out right now, apparently. So you can play these right now if you want on Nintendo Online.
They're
Well,
not-
there you go. You can buy them right now if you like. Pikmin 1 and 2. There you go. Cool.
I don't get them, man. Nintendo Online, but acknowledges that you have to purchase them.
Okay, so that's it. What
Just
did Nintendo
mixing up
Direct? I
shit.
just wanted you to think about
That's
that.
it?
So I'm being told by
I
Jake
wrote a
Kubo, so
whole
Dragon Quest
report.
Monsters is akin to Pokemon. You command a party of monsters. You get to fuse your monsters to make them
There's like
into
10
brand new
games we
monsters.
didn't talk about.
So it's basically a Pokemon-style game with monster control and fusion. Okay,
Oh, well,
that's
I still win.
interesting. Would it be
All
something
right,
I'd be
that's it. There's
interested in?
nothing else
It's
to
a
talk about.
baby. All right, it'd probably be. Sorry, stretching. Oh, I started stretching right at nowhere there. Sounds to me like something that could work
can
as like a
talk
late
about the
night chill
Pikachu
stream
game.
deal,
Dude, he loves
right?
Pokemon
I definitely think that it
spin-offs.
could be pretty good. But anyway,
he didn't
yeah,
talk about
let's think
Batman.
about it.
We
All
hear
right,
him talk
so that's it
about
for Nintendo
replayed
Direct. I mean,
Arkham
holy
Knight all the
crap.
time.
Just think about this. Super Mario RPG remake, new 2D Mario game, right? Collection of Metal Gear coming out. Pikmin 1 and 2 HD versions. A new Princess Peach game coming out. A remake of a Luigi's Mansion game coming out. A new Dragon Quest game. I mean, I'm keep going. I've already forgotten half the stuff. It was probably one of their best digital
What
events
about
they've
Mario
done
Kart DLC?
ever. There was so much covered in this event. That sounds good. It's weird because
Nintendo Directs
Nintendo
usually
has been
suck
a lot
ass.
silent recently. on a lot of
They
this
showed
stuff.
some new Mario
And now
Kart
to finally
stuff,
have
but
a big
literally
event
no
come
new
out
info of Mario
saying,
Kart 9,
hey,
even though it's been
here's
a
a ton
gazillion
of new
years since
games
Mario
and a
Kart
ton
8
of
on
release
Wii,
dates
so I
for a
don't
lot of
care.
these games.
I'm not
Makes you feel
rebuying Mario Kart
excited
8
again about the
again for
Switch,
$60.
right? I am.
So
It
no,
actually makes me
sorry.
feel like, wow, I'm going to be using my Switch a lot in the next year.
Press X it out. How
So
many
that's
of
an
these
exciting
games are we
thing, for
actually
sure.
gonna play?
Okay. Oh my god, just listen to this. There's an Batman Arkham Trilogy is coming out on Switch. I don't know why, but it is. It's a little late, but Mega Man NT says the team behind Sonic Mania are going to make a new game called Penny's Big Breakaway. Oh, I certainly didn't hear anything like that. But hey, Sonic Mania is a great game, right? Okay.
Yeah, you
so
didn't
that's the
watch it.
Nintendo Direct event. However, what I'd also like to do is I would like to do another story here that happened this morning. Todd Howard has been interviewed. And in this interview, he revealed a bunch of new information about Starfield.
I'll drop this
And it
book
answered a
report in
lot
the
of
basement or
questions.
something if people want to read it.
Based on speculation that I had about the game, and that's why I want to cover this, all right? I'm just going to go right through this. So this is Todd Howard's interview about Starfield. Point number 1, there will be no ground vehicles or animal mounts whatsoever in the game. The only way to get around is to walk or use the jetpack. Now, the jetpack is cool, and I'm glad to hear that there will be a way to maneuver around besides just walking, but let's be honest here. Why would you not
And just
want
be
vehicles?
honest.
I mean, even going back as early as Mass Effect 1, they had the Mako, and the Mako sucked, but at least it was an interesting way to get around the planet, right? The fact that they've decided on no vehicles in this game baffles me. How did you not think people would want vehicles in space? That's pretty dumb. What I'm nervous about is that this game's going to be a lot of time killing because you have to walk and or glide around with the jetpack.
Aren't you the time warden? Don't you like killing time?
Explore because you're not in a vehicle. That's stupid. I feel like the best way to explore a planet is to jump in your vehicle, have a scanner, and the scanner will tell you where the important
He is
stuff is.
fiending
so
this
you can
scratch on
drive
his
to it.
face today.
Now I'm walking on foot like an asshole for hours on end. On a planet that
Landscaper's
has
kicking up
two
more
important
pollen in
things
his
on it,
face.
but I don't know that, so I waste an hour on it, right? I think it's pretty dumb, and it might
You're pretty
sadly be a
dumb.
bad design choice. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying initially this
Your
sounds
whole
like
life
bad
has been a
design choice,
series
in
of
my
bad
opinion,
design
okay?
choices.
Number 2.
Number 2.
The Constellation crew are your 4 main companions in the game, and they are all romanceable. I
Wrong
don't
with
care
that?
about that, but
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of people do. So there's 4 romanceable companions
Yeah, you're so
in the
much
game,
better than
and it's
people
your
who-
main Constellation crew members.
Not even gonna get
Okay.
into it.
Number 3.
I'm
there is
still
no
hopped up
fishing
on
in the
waifu
game.
talk from yesterday's
That's absolutely
collab.
unacceptable. As you know, I love fishing in video games. And every time that we have a game like this, where we have opportunity to fish, it better well be fishing. You better stick a line on a rod, cast away, and start catching some indigenous life. I'm very upset with Todd Howard that he thinks he can make a game like this in 2023 with no fishing. In fact, I'm going to have to write him a formal complaint letter and send it to his home about 400,000 times and see if he reads it. Probably not. But I'm pretty upset because, I would have loved doing some nice chill fishing with all of you, and now it doesn't exist in Starfield, and that's a huge oversight in my opinion, a huge lost opportunity. Number 4, and this is one, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to go back to the Starfield recap reactions that I did.
No
All
opting
right?
is
And I'd
tearing
like you to
apart.
hear what
No,
my
it's not
opinion
worth
was,
it.
because what I said directly was, when they said, oh, there's 1,000 planets in the game, right? What did I say? I
Wrong.
said, oh,
Incorrect.
they claim there's 1,000
I
planets.
know more
but
than
that's a cop-out,
developers.
because I guarantee you, here's what they're going to say. Anything you can land on is a planet. And there's going to be asteroids, there's going to be moons, there's going to be barren shit in this game that you can land on.
This
that
stream
they're
is
claiming
barren.
is a planet,
Both
and
his
it's not.
and mine.
And I
Ack,
said,
ack, ack,
really,
ack, ack.
the question here will be how much will be meaningful content. And what did I say? I said, I guarantee you probably about 1/10. So if there's 1,000, there'll probably be 100 actual planets you can land on and have content. And what did I
Aryan
say?
troops.
I said out of that, how much you want to bet? Like 10 of them will be really, well-developed planets with tons of story and a bunch of different towns and locations. And some of them will be a planet where there's like one major town and that's it. And it's just there to kill some time and it's not a major thing, right?
Right.
So,
Correct.
that's what I said. Ladies and gentlemen, I shit you not. This morning, Todd Howard said in an interview, 10% of the planets of Starfield have life on them. Did I hit the goddamn nail on the head or did I not? I actually got the number completely correct. I said 100 out of 1,000. He says 10% of the planet. I was correct. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know.
Do I give him
know
a
how these
point
people
for
work.
this?
I know how they fucking think. Right? Oh, 1,000 things you can land on. That's
I
1,000
mean, this
planets.
you're not
No, it's
really
not,
a
asshole.
brainiac, Phil.
That's 1,000 boring things. 900 things. There's no point on landing because it's probably
Anyone
one
could have
mineral on
told
the
you those
fucking
1,000
thing, right?
planets weren't going to be unique. But
And
they
100
call it
here's the funny
marketing
part,
for a
too,
reason.
100
They're
have
not
life
going
on it.
to
That doesn't
push
mean
Todd
anything.
up on
You could have a
stage
planet that's a
and
bunch
have
of,
them say, oh, we have 1,000
creatures on it,
planets,
and
but
there's
only
nothing on
100
that
of them
planet but the
have
creatures,
anything on them.
Right? So...
He's just going to say that there's
I know how
1,000
this
planets
game's
you can
gonna work.
land on.
I'm telling
And
you
that's
right now,
technically true.
This is all smoke blown up our butts about
Hey, DJ
how many
Renault.
worlds there are to explore and all the time. It's all going to be a time waste. There's definitely going to be people who are going to do it.
He's whining
but it's
about
going to be a waste
Starfield.
of everyone's time. It's going to be, meaningful content. Will very much be well documented, and you'll know where it is.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to
newsflash,
go
there
there.
ain't shit in
if
space.
you feel like exploring the other planets, you can, and you'll be wasting a lot of your time doing it.
Thank
right?
you, Phil. Such a valedictorian.
So, I couldn't believe how dead on correct I was about that one. Number 5, there's a radio station local to one location. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I guess someone were asking, will there be radio stations like there were in
Do you not know how
Fallout?
to
And he says, well,
comprehend
there's one.
sentences?
So maybe there's one radio station in the game. I'm not sure. Number 6, Starfield will be a modder's paradise. Meaning, even though all the things that Todd Howard is saying will be correct for launch,
Now we're picking
they're
the
going to allow
left
modders to
ear!
mod the game just like they did with games like Fallout 4. And therefore, there's going to be public mods available where you can get and modify the game and add new content to it. I'm all for that. Because let's say in a year's time, someone creates a bunch of vehicles and things, and now the game is interesting and more.
Talk about how
better to
they were
traverse and
toxic when
everything.
modding in
That's
Fallout
cool.
4 on console.
But I am concerned about what's going to be there at
Fucking
launch.
Sody, man.
You shouldn't rely on the mod community to make your game better. You should make your game good at launch, and then if the modder community decide to throw
Why
in
does he
their
care about this? He doesn't use mods
effort into this game
anyway.
because they like it so much, well then good for them. But you shouldn't be relying on the mod community. And I'm almost getting the feeling, the fact that the reason he said that was because that's exactly what they're doing. They're like, oh, well, we're just going to trust that the modders are going to make this game much better. Well, how about
Pretty
what
basic
I paid
bitch,
for,
but does the
right?
critique.
Okay, continuing on. Number 7, you can customize stolen ships, but they have to be registered first. I don't really know what that means. So I guess you do one of those space battles, you take over a ship, you have to register the ship, and then you can modify it. But I don't. Is there a limit to how many ships you can register? I'm going to guess yes, because that's the thing. Do you really think they're going to let you have an unlimited fleet of ships?
Yeah, what's
of
up,
course
Ziggy?
not. Probably what's going to happen is they're going to say, oh, you can have 5 ships.
This free cream sucks.
It's probably what they're going to say. 5 ships, that's it.
He cucked out on covering the direct,
guess we'll
and now
see.
we're talking about Starfield.
The
And we haven't
outpost
even
and
gotten
shipbuilding
into his
systems are
history
very
in
deep and
Final
complex. They're
Fantasy.
intended for later in the game. Well, that's kind of silly. Why are they later in the game? Right?
He doesn't know
I
what
don't know.
registering
That's
a
what he
ship
said, though.
means.
And then finally,
But he
surveying
knows what
planets
the
and
human
systems
moon is.
earns you money. So it's not just like you're doing it for the sake of doing it to catalog everything in the game, but it doesn't add anything. In this case, it sounds like it's actually going to add.
Yeah, it's no different
like
than
you're gonna make
registering
money
your
doing
horse in
it.
Zelda.
see,
You give it
you'll
a
actually
name.
get something out of it, which I guess is a good thing, right?
Christen it with a bottle. Same thing in Starfield. It's for the immersion.
So I guess we'll see as we get closer to the game. There's more and more information, but some of that stuff sounded good.
His
some
chin
doesn't
is
sound
red
so
now.
Good.
He's been
I think what's
itching
gonna
his chin
happen
a
is we
lot,
had
too.
the smoke
Now we got
blowing
the
up our
rosy
butts
chin.
during that Starfield presentation, a week or two ago.
Beet
Now
red.
what's going to happen is reality is going to smack us in the face a little more and a little more the closer we get to the reality of the release of this game. And
The reality of the release of this
you're
game.
Not gonna, everything he said was not truthful, which is
It's
sad.
close
But
to my
they always
schizophrenic
overpromise and
imagination.
underdeliver on this shit. I don't know why they do that.
I don't
But
know why
the
they do
1,000
that.
Planets. Oh, by the way, only 10%
by the
of
way.
planets have anything on them. Well, thanks for being honest now. After you already said there's 1,000 planets when there aren't, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
Right.
You lied.
Anyway, that's the news. Nintendo Direct was huge and positive,
Wipos.
and the new interview with Todd Howard was a mixed bag. So I hope that
mixed
was interesting.
bag.
Okay. Now what we shall do.
Final Fantasy?
We shall do shout-outs. Let's do some
Oh,
shout-outs,
great.
everybody.
Okay, no
So let's start
history.
off today on the YouTube side of things.
I want to get right into the
Our first
gameplay.
contribution on the YouTube side was from Bookworm, who re-upped his membership for 13 months and said, Final Fantasy 16 is finally here. Happy Dinosaur Month. There you go. I have no idea what Dinosaur Month is, but thank you, Bookworm.
A month
Remember,
for dinosaurs, presumably.
A great way to support DSP
Now,
Gaming
guys.
today would be gifted memberships. We're
Oh,
going to
guys,
have
please,
more people on
this
stream
is a
today
new
than
game.
usual, and
This
we're
is
gonna-
probably going to be the
we're gonna have a
only
different
Final
crowd
Fantasy
than has
stream
been
I
here for
do
Street
that
Fighter
anyone
6.
gives a fuck
It would be an
about, because
outstanding
after
day
this
if you wanted to
stream,
support this
I'm not
channel
going to
and its
crack
content.
fucking
Give some
200
membership to the
viewers on
community.
these streams.
Okay,
Now,
just
please,
throwing that
please,
out there.
guys, please.
Bloomkit did a super chat. Says, hope you enjoy the game.
I love Final
16
Fantasy,
is
guys.
looking
That's why
mighty
I'm
good.
not
glad
playing
to
it
hear
tomorrow,
Thank you
even
for
though it's a
support.
day one
Jared
release.
did a $10 super chat. And he says,
I know what
Nintendo
I'm
Switch is
doing
a
when I
deal
cover
right
new
now.
games.
The voucher codes deal, you can get 2 games, like Super Mario RPG and Pikmin 4. It's $114 or $120 pre-order. I don't get it. What's the savings there? Are you saying it's $6 savings? That's not much. Unless you're saying, at one point, I know what Nintendo was doing was a buy 2 get 1 free kind of deal. Where you would
The
buy
voucher
2 games,
thing that they're
and then you
talking
get a
about is
voucher
actually
for a
pretty
third
decent.
completely for free. Now I don't know if that's what they're doing now.
That
or not.
Phil is
I'm a little
retarded
confused,
and doesn't
but I
know
guess
how
if
to
you're interested in
understand
Nintendo
anything.
games, now would be a time
Hey,
to look
Safi.
into it, right? So there you go.
Whoa, thank you for the sub, sir.
X Shooter did a super chat. He says the Batman Arkham Trilogy. That's right.
I
he was
would
trying to
use
tell
the
me that Batman
voucher
Arkham
shit
Trilogy's coming
if
to the
I
Switch.
was
Thank you for that, X Shooter.
if I bought digital games, but I
B-Boy
prefer
Cyclone
physical.
just ripped his membership for a whopping
Why,
25 months, and he says
I
they
still
announced
hear they're
Star
doing
Ocean
Pikmin
2
1 and 2
are
physically.
excited to play it. Yeah, so
Oh,
I
Star
never
Ocean?
played a Star
Wait.
Ocean game. They started in the 90s, and they've continued to this
Blah.
day. I never played them. They're an RPG franchise that kind of has not been on my radar, but apparently they're remaking Star Ocean 2, also for Switch, so if you're interested in that. Okay,
I was
don't know
actually
much about
dead
it, so I
on
can't really
this.
comment
Oh
on it.
yeah? Big Papa Dent says they're remaking
Okay.
the second Star
And
Ocean
then
game.
Arkham's
I've never
Best
played any of those
just did a
games, and I'm sure if they would
$10
work for the
super
stream,
chat. So I don't
no.
have a PS5,
I was
I'm excited
right!
to watch
Free
your play
point!
Instead, thanks, Phil. Now, interesting you brought that up,
I
Arkham,
even
because guess
predicted
what?
that he wouldn't
I
bring
ran
it
a
up, but someone
poll
else would.
on my day off.
Like a fucking
And this
book.
poll was kind of interesting because I wanted to gauge opinion on my viewership about Final Fantasy 16. So what I'll
Saves
do now,
20,
thank you,
30
Arkham,
depending
for
on the
actually
game.
doing
Yeah,
that
you
super
gotta
chat,
be
because
smart
it
when you
reminded me
pick
to
what
check out
game you
my
do.
Results of my poll.
Like a lot of people used it on
What I do
Zelda,
is take a look at the results of the poll right now.
since that was $70. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, why doesn't Phil do the voucher thing? Because all he does is
So,
buy digital.
My poll
And
asked
it took
the
this
following.
long for anyone to bring it up to him.
I'm playing Final Fantasy
What a
16
blur
starting
ad.
on Thursday, but what about you? Let me know in the poll below. And I had 3 voting options available for the viewers. Option number 1, yes, I'm also going to play it too. Option number 2, no, I'm not going to play it, but I plan on watching your playthrough of it. Or option number 3, no, I'm not really interested in the game at all. And a very interesting result has happened. All right, I keep telling you guys,
How
I
do
have a
you pull
huge
this?
variety
Paranoia?
of all walks of life, all different game interests, right?
I'm sure a lot of
Right now, I might
streamers have
people who
a
are very
wide
into the channel for
variety
Street
of
Fighter
viewers.
6, but they don't care about Final Fantasy. I might very well have a group of people waiting for Final Fantasy 16 who don't care about Street Fighter 6, right?
They're not special.
So here's the poll results. 30% of people said, yes, I am interested in Final Fantasy 16 and I'm playing it myself. 21% of people said, no, I'm not going to play it myself, but I'm going to watch your playthrough. And then 49% said, no, I have no interest in it. And this is about 750 people who voted.
How many of these were gaslighting trolls?
Not the
750 people voted? Or
Sampling
750
group, but
people
still a
even
big
on your
decent
stream?
size, right? If you do the math, what you realize is that
I
my
hate
viewers are
doing
kind of
math.
split right down the middle.
And I know
half
you
the
can't
people
do
care about
math.
this game, and half the people
Hey, he's got
don't.
500.
All the people who care,
Exact
about
number I
30%
predicted.
are going to be playing it
I deserve a
themselves.
medal.
About
And
20%
another point.
aren't, and they're just going to watch my playthrough of it, right? And then there's half that just don't care about Final Fantasy 16. And this is what's funny, is a lot of people say to me, well, Phil, I don't get it, because when I take a look at your viewership, correct?
Showed
And
up
I look at how
300
many
for the
people
old
attend your
version of
streams, you know,
Starfield, so
on
I can't bitch
average,
about game
depending on what
prices.
game you're playing, on a normal day, maybe you'll get 200-300 viewers. If you're playing a hotter
wanted the
release or a
Xenoblade 3
relatively new
special
release,
edition,
you'll
but it
probably get around
wasn't meant to be.
400 viewers. And then sometimes for like a big game premiere, you'll get more. You'll get 500, 600. It depends on what's going on. If it's a really
Oh,
special
man,
event,
we're
maybe you'll
already
get
crying
1,000
about
viewers once in a blue
views.
moon.
We haven't
right?
even booted the game
With
up.
that amount of viewership, how is it that you maintain a member goal or a member total that's usually 500, 600 or more, and that's way more than people who attend your streams? Also, how
One
do you make
word.
a living doing that?
Ryan.
Because let's be honest, that's not the biggest viewership or whatever. And most people of that size or magnitude on YouTube just can't make a living. They can't afford to make a living doing that as their job. And the answer is very simple. Because I'm not just doing one thing. I'm not doing one genre. I'm not a one-trick pony kind of a content creator. I'm kind of a jack of all trades but master of none. On one day, I'm playing Street Fighter 6, and we have a group here who enjoy my
Hey, what's up,
fighting game
Ryan?
coverage, and they'll watch it and support it. The next day, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, and we got a whole new crowd to watch Final Fantasy 16 and enjoy
Yeah,
it
don't
and
worry,
support
I'm not
that.
going to cover the
So
gameplay.
on every given day,
You can go to.
we get
I'll
different
redirect
people
to
coming
Fraga.
by,
Not literally,
supporting
because YouTube
different
sucks.
things. You see, that's why I'm successful.
They
Back in the day, I
they
only
don't
focused on
paywall it.
one
They
thing. I'll be honest with you,
popularity
today I'd
wall
probably
it.
be
They
out of business.
popularity wall rating
I'm
on
the exception
YouTube.
to the rule, where while a lot of people were becoming more focused as specialists I
I
never
gotta
really
wait till
cared
they
about
lower
that.
the sub
You know, my
requirement.
content isn't about
And
being
even then, I
an
gotta put in the
expert or a
grease
guru at
just to
something.
raid a
It's about enjoying a
motherfucker.
variety of games, being honest with my audience, and having great social interactions every single day that I
Yeah,
stream.
sub wall.
And because of that, I get different people coming by for different games.
I'm gonna need you
I'm
guys
well
to
aware
make
today we will
900
have
sock
people here
accounts
all
for
day
me
long
so I
on
can help
stream
Fraga.
who are interested in Final Fantasy, who likely won't come back tomorrow for Street Fighter, and that's okay. You see? So, that's why I'm able to maintain a channel that has more members than viewers. That's why I'm able to maintain a channel that has as much support as it does, even though I don't get insane astronomical amounts of views on every piece of content that I put out. Because I've been around so long, I have people who come by for certain content, and that's it, and that's awesome, right?
Right.
You know, thankfully, I put in the work. Put in the work over the years.
I put in the
allows me to
work,
do what I
baby.
love, and
Are
keep
you
doing it the way
Ralph?
that I love to do it. And I
Typing
wanna
up a
say thank you to all of
900-word
you who are
article?
here today for this special event. Thanks to everyone who's been covering everything else I've been doing and watching it and supporting it. Really, thank you so very much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, so
Completely zoned out of this
Arkham's
argument.
Best, thank you
It
very
ain't the
much for your
first time
super
we
chat.
heard it. It's like the
And, now we will
preemptive
move on
code.
to
People are
tips
calling it
before
copium.
we do.
It's more like the
I just turned on my
preemptive
air
code.
conditioner 'cause it was getting
It's
hot in
like
here, so I'm gonna turn off my fan.
it's
So
like
give me a
a
second
fortune
here,
teller
okay?
looking into the crystal ball. I foresee part 13, 102 views after 2 weeks. Now, guys, 900 words
Okay.
isn't that much.
Ooh.
That's the point. He bragged about it. I put up a 900-word banger, baby. Sound good?
Now, let's switch over to the tip side of things. And
Oh,
here we go.
come
We
on,
start
man.
off today with a $4.20 tip from Wumba. Thank you to Wumba for our first tip of the day.
What even prompted that copium that came out
Are
of
there
nowhere?
Wumba fruits in Final Fantasy 16?
I
I'm
think
not
it's
aware.
it's the basis is that he's
That
about
would
to
be
play
an interesting
another long
crossover. Crash
RPG.
Bandicoot Final Fantasy.
There's no way he can avoid
I
it
don't think
because
that's
it's
ever gonna
Final
work.
Fantasy. Like he has kind of a
Okay.
history with it, like Street Fighter. I'm doing quotes, but I don't have hand tracking.
So,
he's got
thank
like
you
a
to Wumba,
history with it.
Who says, I can't
There's
get
like
the game
there's
until
no
next
way
week,
he can
sadly, so I
skip
hope
it.
it's as great as
Maybe
everyone
if
is
it was
saying
a
it is.
spin-off.
Me too.
So he kinda
like I
has
said,
to
the
touch it.
the Metacritic
But again, it's
score
a style of game
is
that
quite
doesn't
high.
do well on
Seems
his
like everyone's really
streams.
enjoying the game, so that's an excellent thing. So I received a $2 and no, excuse me, a £2 and 50
Aren't there sex
pence
scenes in this new Final
tip
Fantasy? Like
from Great
like they
Britain.
show the sex.
It's an anonymous
Maybe
tipper.
not
He
explicit.
said,
Like
"Shout
you
out
don't
to
see the
Adam Pacitti
dingus,
from
but
Cultaholic,
there's
big fan of your work, we love
explicit
it."
sex
All
early
right.
on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When the game
but thank you
leaked
very
earlier
much.
in the week, I thought I saw screen caps that maybe
I'm
I
gonna
shouldn't have
count it
seen.
as $2 because I don't know what the translation is of
I
pounds
can't wait
to
for that.
American dollars. But thank you very much for that. All right, let's take a look because it looks like we have a bunch of small tips here. So first of all, Playcool92 has tipped $1. All right.
See dingus in a lot of scenes later on. A couple of gay scenes too. Are these mandatory?
Playcool says,
can he avoid
honest
these?
question to you, what would make
if he
a
can
good
help
Final
it?
Fantasy game? How do you envision a worthwhile
Final Fantasy VI remake.
experience? What is the
Say it.
criteria to cross your mind, the checklist you run, things that you want? Do you make you fulfill having played a new entry into the long-lasting franchise? Like, give me 3 major things you like and expect to see. Well, with anything, if you're playing something that's an established franchise, you have to have some similarities to previous games, whether it be recurring themes like the Chocobo or the Moogle, right? Or the crystals or certain kinds of magic use and stuff like that. Music. There's always typical themes and or songs that kind of carry through the franchise as well. Gameplay elements. There
I said this
absolutely
in
have been
Fraga's
gameplay
chat
elements
the
that
other
have
day,
crossed over.
but he should just raise the
between
minimum
games,
tip.
such as the summon the monster
the minimum
element
tip that you can
actually
do.
was
Just raise
one
that
of
to
the major
$5.
things that have
Fuck
always
it.
been retained
Just flex on
in Final
people.
Fantasy
The
games.
people who
So,
tip $1 are
when you're
still gonna
looking
tip,
for
and they're
something
just
that
gonna
says
tip
Final
more.
Fantasy,
So he's
you're
just
looking
gonna
for
make
those
more
things that are
money. Who
synonymous with
cares
the
if people
franchise.
say anything
And
about
the
it?
thing
Fuck
is,
it.
Final Fantasy
I want
has
him to go
changed and
mask
reinvented
off.
itself
Just
so
raise
many
the
times
minimum
over
tip
the
to
years that
$5
it's
and
hard to
rake
really
it
put your
in.
finger on what is the Final
Oh,
Fantasy
I would be
formula?
so owned
Well,
if
you
he
ask
did
me,
that.
you
I
know,
would
in
be
the 90s,
so
I'd say, oh, it's
felted. I would be
turn-based, it's a
devastated,
party
destroyed,
system,
eradicated.
It's leveling, it's customization. But then that all changed. You know, it
Easy
became more
effort.
action-based. It became more MMO style in a game like Final Fantasy 12. But then 13 changed it up with a different gameplay element and style. 15 changed it up, and now apparently again 16 changed it again.
He should
So you
actually
can't
do
really
that.
say
Yeah, he
the
should. Like,
core
why not?
gameplay
Fuck
elements
it.
are really what you're looking for. More like it's maybe the universe and or commonalities in the universe.
He says he doesn't care
correct?
what the trolls say, so who cares what
I guess we'll have to
people
see.
say about it?
I will say
The
this.
dents are
If a Final
retarded.
Fantasy
They're gonna
game
keep
doesn't
tipping no
have a
matter
good
what.
narrative and a good story.
He always
then it's
whines about
failed.
dollar tips
And it's
anyway.
sad because
Fuck
I
it.
do feel
Raise
like there were some
raise
Final
the
Fantasy
minimum.
games, for example, 13.
Guys,
where
inflation has
the
been
gameplay
hurting my
elements were
business. You
very
guys have been
sound,
telling me
the
that.
music was
You guys have been
outstanding,
saying
the graphics
inflation
blew
is why you
away,
can't tip.
and the
And
story
you know,
was
that was,
kinda
I see
subpar.
what you mean.
It
It's
was a
starting to
little
affect me
confusing.
too.
It wasn't
You know,
necessarily
pay
that
down fees are
interesting.
going up.
A lot of the characters were
So I
absolutely
hate
obnoxious,
to do this,
which makes
guys.
the game doesn't feel as
We're
good as
raising
the
up
Final
the
Fantasy,
we're raising
right?
up minimum
So
tips.
you gotta
It
kinda
has to
hit
be a
it, have good
$5 tip.
character
And
writing,
you know
have
what?
an
This is a good
interesting
thing.
plot arc with the
This is a
gameplay
good thing. It's gonna
elements that
stop
hook
the
you,
troll
and
tipping.
things that are common to the Final
Trolls
Fantasy
aren't gonna want to
franchise that
give
keep you coming back.
$5,
So there you go.
surely.
That's my take on it.
There you go.
Okay. Play Cool's done another dollar tip.
The snow carls of the world will
Let's take
still
a
tip.
second here. Let's get this added. Okay. All right, he says, to answer that question, the devs came up for Final Fantasy 16 as a game respects your investing in your time in it. A game that lets you explore a vast,
Whoa,
interesting,
game that
fantastical
respects your
world.
time?
A long, epic journey full of
Big
epic,
ups.
memorable scenes, amazing score, gripping narrative, characters you want to
Time
spend your time
Warden
learning
is
about.
pleased.
At the end of the long journey, you feel fulfilled having played the game. You know, that's pretty nice, actually. That's a sentiment I can get behind. That if you're going to invest a lot of time into a game like this, you definitely want to feel fulfilled. You don't want to feel like you spent 40, 50, 60, 70 hours on a game, and at the end it's like, wow, the ending sucked, right? Like that would really be bad, that you play that much and you invest that much into a game, and then the game's like, well, I wasted your time because the ending is just dog shit, right? Okay, I could get behind that.
Can you lower the
Oh,
tip
looks like
wall?
another
I
tip is
simply
coming
cannot
from
afford to
Play
tip you so
Cool.
high to ask the question. No. And you're in your band. You're out of here. Bye, coggers.
Who says, go expecting
I'll
the
see
above.
you on your next sock account.
You will love the
idiot.
game. It is sad RPG mechanics are an afterthought, and that the combat, while exciting, lacks the strategic depth of old games, but in the end, the result is a clear vision and focus that excels in what the devs intended it to be. Lots of inspiration from Game of Thrones, from the mood of the narrative and characters to the design of the world map and icons. It all works, in my opinion. I hope you have fun playing it. I can't wait to watch your reaction and feedback. Much love.
Hey,
Doug. All
that
right.
evil Anna account is in DSP's chat.
Again, I have not spoiled myself whatsoever
And look, it's
on the
Jade.
gameplay elements of this game at all. I've stayed away from them purposefully, so that, you know, when I play it today and moving forward, it all feels fresh and interesting and not expected, and or, you know, oh, I knew this was coming. I wanted to be surprised. So I guess we're gonna find out today exactly how it
Feels
plays.
weird
and
to hear him
everything, right?
hype up
All
a
right.
game he literally knows nothing
Let's
about.
continue. I got a dollar tip. Someone says, please keep me anonymous. There was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC announced yesterday.
Don't care.
Direct. Oh. Yeah, you want to know why no one talked about it?
Oh.
Because fucking Mario Kart 8's like a decade old. And it's enough is enough. And I understand if you're a
Oh.
fan of Mario Kart and you're kind of eating it up.
Where
but
is it? Where is
I
it?
am a fan
Where
of
is it?
Mario
Where is it?
Kart.
Here.
I played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I
Dude,
don't want to rebuy it
I'm
again.
right again.
And then rebuy it again. And then put more money towards it again. They are really milking the shit out of this game. I want a new Mario Kart. Make me a new Mario Kart.
Literally no
not
new
the same
info
game
on
that's for a
Mario
decade
Kart
with
9,
DLC
even though it's been a
maps and
gazillion
characters.
years since Mario Kart
It's
8
to the
on
point where
Wii
it's
U.
like,
I
all
don't
right,
care.
you
I
put
don't
some effort
care.
in now,
I'm not rebuying Mario Kart
instead of
again,
milking
8
the
again
same
for
thing
$60.
right?
So milking it.
So,
I'm sorry,
hopefully
no.
they do come out with a new Mario Kart, but yeah, I'm not too excited for the fact that they're doing yet another DLC for this stupid thing, right?
Right.
Okay.
I prefer this route.
The Dan man tipped me $1 talking
It's like
about
he
the
forgot
submarine
that
situation.
article he
All right.
read about
I haven't followed
Mario
this
and
thing, nor do I really
rabbits.
care at all.
Nintendo
It has
told
nothing
the
to do with gaming. It
Ubisoft
has nothing to do with
CEO
anything that
that
we
they
would be
tend to
talking
only
about.
do
I
one
don't
iteration
cover
of a thing per Nintendo
random
console.
current events.
There's one Mario
right?
Kart
If you
already
wanna
on the
follow
Switch.
the
Technically
submarine
two, if you
situation,
want to
go
talk
check
about that
out
other
mainstream
toy
news, where
one they
apparently it's
did.
every fucking news story.
So why do you
everywhere
think they're
because
not
they have
making a new
nothing else
Mario
to
Kart
talk about. I don't care about this. It has nothing to do with me. Thanks for the tip. Okay.
Makes more sense to add on to the Mario Kart that everyone already
All right.
has. That's
So
one of
ladies
the
and gents,
top
we've
3
done the
best-selling
shout-outs so
games of
far.
the system.
All right, but we still have
And to
some
just make
extra
a
time.
brand new
If you'd
game
like to do a little
that
bit of
has
Q&A,
to
please tag me in the
sell.
chat.
Well, it's gonna sell no
And
matter
again,
what, but it's gotta
today,
sell
big
again.
premiere of
It's
Final
gonna
Fantasy
have
16.
probably like
a great way to
16
support
tracks
the
or
channel
something,
would be
so-
possibly gifting some
32 or
memberships to the
something.
community.
It's
because
gonna
we lost about
cut the
200 memberships
cast,
in the
and
last
you're
week
gonna have to build up the
because a lot
cast
of these
again,
memberships
have even more
expired. Yes, if you
DLC
haven't
again.
noticed,
Just
I've noticed
you
this,
gotta
I've
build
mentioned
up
this a
everything.
lot. I like to see my community happy. I like to see people you know,
You got a good
enjoying
game
the
as it
streams. And one
is.
way that they've
Just
definitely
add more
enjoyed
shit
them is
to
get the
it.
membership. So if you were thinking of maybe contributing, this would be a great way to do so.
If they
okay?
did a new Mario
Cool.
Kart, it'd have to start from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Casanova says, is Splatoon 3 even a thing anymore? Seems like no one talks about it. No, I will definitely say this. Splatoon 2. When it came out, I saw Splatoon memes and things all over the place. And even for the longest time, I saw Splatoon was a big part of Nintendo culture.
Who gives a
Splatoon
shit? I
3
don't
came
care.
out last
Nobody's
year,
talking about Splatoon
right?
anymore.
And I did see
Anyways,
people talk
yeah.
about it for, you know, about a month. And after that, it seems like what happened is, I hate to say it, it's too much of the same, right?
Oh,
They
and
didn't really innovate.
and
It's the same game
I'm
again with some new
hurting.
weapons or whatever.
I'm devastated.
They just didn't go
It's just
enough
it's
to the point where it
Splatoon
was going to get mainstream attention all the
2.5,
time. And it didn't. It really didn't.
1.75.
Like people who have Switches and like multiplayer games bought it, but
It's
it wasn't
worse
like,
than
oh, this is a
Overwatch
brand new
2.
thing where you absolutely must play this new Splatoon game. It didn't really seem to even have that kind of appeal. So it may be just a
You didn't
case
even
where
touch
you
the
know,
campaign.
the first one was
Like,
original.
fuck off, man.
The second one was a lot similar to the first, but it still had wet legs. Now it seems like the franchise has lost its legs. I think a lot of people just don't really care about Splatoon anymore. You know, it's sad.
I'm just being
If they've done
honest.
something
It's sad,
different
man.
And actually advanced it rather than just being a third iteration of the same exact formula.
What?
Maybe it would have done
This
better.
is the
but
complete
it just
opposite
seems
of
like
how he wrapped up the game
mantra
in his
of it,
end of
if
the
it
year
ain't broke,
list. He
don't
did
fix it,
say it was just the same
is
thing
fine,
again. Now it's an
but maybe not when you're
advancement.
trying to resell
He
your
said the
same
game
the
wasn't
third
an
time,
advancement.
right? Because you're right, I don't see anyone talking about Splatoon anymore. It's kind of dead in the water at this point. Jeremiah
Yeah,
said,
that's just
"Did you
how
watch
it is.
Digital
After the
Foundry's video
initial
on Final
hype for
Fantasy
games like
16?
this,
No.
it tends to just
Is
be
it just try playing it
the
in quality
niche
mode? Performance mode is
audience.
kind of unstable and has a jittering frame rate. Well, let's see what happens. I don't necessarily
Bill looks at
know
the
if I wanna
honeymoon
play it in
period
30
of a
frames.
game,
Let's
and then he
really
sees that
try it
period end.
into performance, and if it really
And then he's
is
like,
that
"Oh, okay.
jarring, then maybe
Nobody cares
we'll
about the game
revert
anymore."
To quality, we'll see. Thanks for telling me though.
I keep hiding the book report, and then
Lucas
I
says,
keep having to bring
it's
it back
the same
up.
game again with different weapons or whatever. Every multiplayer shooter ever. Well, fair enough. I mean, this is not a criticism that's.
Is he gonna walk back and go
to
back to his initial
Splatoon.
thoughts on
look
the
at
game?
Call of Duty. That's the biggest joke possible. Every year, it's literally the same exact game.
Pull up any of
they
his
made Modern
Splatoon
Warfare
3
2, they're now saying
videos.
this year's
Compare
Modern Warfare
compare
3.
what he said back then to now.
What? No, what?
You know that shit was
How is-
living
what are
rent
you,
free in my
crazy?
head.
And yeah, they're the biggest. I would argue they're the biggest offender in this case. But I mean, yeah, can you just because you're saying others do it?
I gotta play
that doesn't
Splatoon no
make
matter
it
what.
right,
We have a
right?
Splatfest on
I'm not
the
saying
14th.
other game franchises aren't guilty of this. Of course they are. But in this case, Splatoon, you don't need to do something special, and they really didn't.
DSP looks at For You on Twitter, which is cultivated to only show him what he wants to see, and when he doesn't see shit that he doesn't like anyway, he's like, oh, nobody talks about it.
Play Cool says, I tried both modes. Whenever the graphics are sucking, they suck on both modes regardless, so just use performance. There you go.
Shut up.
Arkham's Best says, the performance mode actually knocks the resolution down to 720p during combat. Huh.
What would you even want out of a, like,
No, Jasper
to
has not
advance
watched
Splatoon
Final
in the
Fantasy
way that he
games.
wants?
No.
You change
Evil
it so
Lance is
much, it's
trying-
not even
trying Luke
Splatoon
and Street Fighter
anymore.
6. I feel like he's getting
Make
snubbed.
open world
It's a maybe
Splatoon.
for
Splatoon
tomorrow, maybe,
Racing.
Luke.
Oh, it's that Splatoon. I'm fucking racing. That's not even the game.
SPB
They
leasing or
completely
buying a car
changed
should
it
be
on its
dependent
head.
your own financial means and
They did that with
qualifications.
Zelda.
You
I
can
was
just
like, oh,
ask
it's
us
not even a
during
real
every
Zelda.
single
I'm
answer.
fucking
It's not
doing
gonna happen.
Fortnite in Minecraft. I don't want to build.
Casanova says you can change the size of subtitles. That's good. I'll bump them up for you guys.
You know how he says you can't have it both ways all the fucking
How
time?
many hours
It's the
did I
same
invest
shit
into Final
here.
Fantasy VI as a kid?
Do you want the same
Man,
shit
well,
again,
you
but
know,
better?
I
Or do you want them to
probably played
change
it
it and
on
make it so
SNES,
different
the
that by
original
his
Probably played through the game 5, 6
perspective, another
times.
word he uses a lot, it's not even the same game anymore. What do
And
you
there were
want?
different times when I did
What do
different
you want,
things, where I would,
Phil?
sometimes I would say I'm going to commit to having one party, if possible. There were other times I said I'm going to commit to every time that we do a new part of the story, we switch the party members up completely, if possible. There were times when I grinded. There was actually a way if you had a turbo controller.
Innovate,
early on in
but
the game,
stay
there's a
true to
river
the
you go on,
formula.
you could cheat and
They
have
did
the
that
game
with Zelda.
grind in a loop with a turbo
And people
controller.
whine. They said they
And when you
made
come back in,
Ocarina
like,
of Time
24
3
hours,
times over
all your
with
characters
Wind
are,
Waker,
like, max
Twilight
level.
Princess, and
So
Skyward
you can actually
Sword.
play the game early on where every character is max level when you get them, which is kind of fun, but at the same time supremely broken.
Arms folded? No.
I played it a ton. Hours-wise, I couldn't tell you, but I played it a ton. I did.
I don't go siege mode when I know what I'm talking about.
Jex Gaming says I spent $109 on the
Exactly,
deluxe edition
Blaine.
for Final Fantasy 16.
This
but
bitch
now
was
it's
whining
delayed
that
till
Ocarina
Saturday.
of
What do you
Time
mean by
wasn't
that?
like Link to the Past.
How could the game be delayed till Saturday? It's out now. I don't know what you mean by that. No, I have no plans to buy the Apollo Justice trilogy at this time. Maybe in the future, but not now.
Felt it. That wasn't in the direct, so I'm not giving him a...
Oh yeah, Persona 5 has a cheat grind like that too? That's interesting.
No, is it? Is
yes,
it though?
I did play Fighter's Destiny before. I've played that game. So B-Boy Cyclone says, Nintendo's voucher program lets you buy 2 games for the price of $100. You get both Mario RPG and Super Mario Wonder for $100 instead of $70 each. I thought they were $60 each. They're $59.99 each.
Who cares?
That's interesting. So it's
You
a little bit
misspoke.
of a discount. Okay.
You're gonna buy them digitally anyway. Look into that.
We're good, CJ. Thanks for asking. I
He's
don't know
not
if
gonna
I'm
do
playing
that,
Persona
even
3
though he
Reload because it
should.
depends
He
on a
should have
lot of
been doing
factors
that
we
since
don't
that
know yet.
program launched.
Yes, I likely will play Super
Think
Mario
of
RPG
all the
Remake when it
minimal
comes out at
build-up
some point,
and
but I don't know if it'll be
savings.
exactly when it comes out, simply because there's going to be other things to play. What is my all-time favorite SNES game? That's not possible to answer. You know,
Street
I just
Fighter
love so many
2
games on
SNES
SNES.
in
you know.
addition.
Games like Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting.
The good thing about the voucher
Final Fantasy
too
4 and
is that
6
once you
Chrono
buy
Trigger.
it, it's kind of like
just to
it's
name
like
a
an
few off the
item
top
in
of
your
my head.
inventory. You can use it on anything. You don't you don't have to buy the voucher and then
JDTV
at
says
the
I'm still
moment you
addicted to
buy the
Diablo 4. I
voucher,
miss your
choose what
stream.
game
Sorry,
you're
the
going to
game is
use
too
it on.
addictive. Yeah,
You can
oh,
use
it
it on
is.
whatever
I
you
know.
want,
I know the
whenever you
formula of
want to
that
use
game.
it.
You get
So
very
you can't
addicted.
even make the excuse that, oh, if I buy it, I have to play Mario RPG and Mario Wonder. No, if he skips Mario RPG,
Yeah,
he
so
can
no,
use
Super
it on
Mario
just
World's my all-time favorite,
whatever
hands down. It's my all-time favorite
next game he's
platformer.
going to play.
I still to this day have not played a platformer
Is it, Joe Zillisi?
that captured my sense of wonder and or I felt was so consistently solid throughout as I felt when I played Super Mario World as a kid. So,
People ask him about his favorite thing because they're stupid.
well, I get Torgle. I don't even know what that means. So, if that's a spoiler of some sort, don't answer because I don't want spoilers. Venom Snake, it's good to have you here. He says, I'm ready for Final Fantasy 16. I'm pretty sure we all are. No, I don't know anything about a battle pass situation with D4. Don't know what you're talking about.
Diablo 4.
Yes,
The
I like
game you're
hard
playing?
cider. I think it's delicious.
See, what do I have here that he didn't go over? That someone could ask him about potential. The Pokemon, Detective Pikachu.
All right, guys. Last chance if you'd like to tag me and ask me a question in chat. Last chance if you'd
Pretty
like
much
to get
covered
an
what I
early
thought he was
contribution
gonna
to get a
go
shout out before we begin.
I mean, I
with
wrote-
Final Fantasy
I wrote
16.
shit for
All right,
every
we're gonna
game.
start momentarily here.
Yeah, just the Pokemon stuff.
Speaking of which, a tip just came
I
in.
guess that wasn't in any of the articles he read. He didn't play the first Detective Pikachu. I don't even think he watched the movie.
I got a 666 tip from an anonymous tipper.
But he tends to
Okay.
play Pokemon spin-offs like New Pokemon Snap. Ian, Pokken Tournament. I could see him playing it. I think I put it down as a maybe. I didn't play the first one, guys. Yeah, I put it down as a
going on?
maybe, and I said if he talked about it, he would shit on
There
the
we go.
graphics.
The wrong symbol twice. The anonymous tipper says,
I'm streaming, I'm not asking him
I
shit.
think you're gonna really like the
Get
game.
on
I
your
noticed
soccer
that it did
account.
get some negative buzz from people on Twitter,
Sorry,
like
Shaiba.
Jason Schreier. Hope we don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. You're able to go into the game from an unbiased perspective. I haven't seen any of it. I told you, I've purposefully stayed away so that I would not be spoiled and I'd be able to take down this game honestly and fairly, and not knowing much about it, so that way I'm not going into it with unreasonable expectations or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, which is good. Excuse me.
Any moment now, if the throat clears. Hello? Hello, Burnell. Mr. Burnell, hello? Hello? Questions?
Man,
Q&A?
my throat. I got a frog. Hold on.
We mute first.
I was
before
fine
we
the whole
do
show,
that?
and all of a sudden at the
I
end,
guess not.
bothering me. Okay.
Okay.
There's very,
Okay.
very silly questions that I'm ignoring, because they're just very silly. Press the touchpad for lore in cutscenes if you want more context on areas. Who's gonna do that?
Why not? Why
Did
is he
I
gonna be
make
such a
homemade cookies?
bitch?
No, I've never made my own. My wife has made homemade cookies that were quite good, but I don't make homemade cookies.
Don't complain about shit you know nothing about because you didn't touch the touchpad. What the fuck? What? People interested in the game would probably do that, yeah.
No, I do not have
He
a
doesn't
fear of
wanna
flying.
read.
That's the
I
weirdest
hate
thing. Like, I have a
reading.
fear of heights.
Reading's
When I'm on a
dumb.
plane, I'm alright.
Oh
It's
yes,
actually
Square
only,
Enix wants me
like,
to read
heights, like,
tiny
on my
text
feet
across the room.
that I
I'm
get
over
afraid
here on my
for some
fucking
reason.
gamer chair. The TV's like all the way over here. And you know these new TVs have like the tiniest fonts imaginable. I don't care
I don't know
about
if I'm
the
playing
lore.
Armored Core 6 or not. I don't know when it comes out. I don't know much about it. I guess we got to look into it.
Are you going
Right now,
cold
as you
turkey
know,
with that
I'm
game too?
focused on the games I'm playing for the rest of this month and into July. When we do that game schedule update during the digital summer party, that'll kind of give us a perspective on what else is coming up and
Perspective.
when. And that's when we'll talk and make these kind of decisions. Okay.
I made a mistake by pointing out how much he says perspective. I hear it all the time now. Bernel? Bernelio. Felipe. Felipe, the stream is still going. Dead air. Donga want battle Sweetie
Will I
Tribe.
play the new Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game?
No.
I don't know. Maybe I would.
Only Mexican
If
Latino
it's
Zoomers
interesting,
like
I
those
I
games.
like Dragon
So me.
Ball. If it was a game that looked like it had meaning and was something my
Meaning?
audience wanted, I would always consider it. Let's see here. Hold on. Dr. Oink tipped $1, says, "Where's my hug? You don't get any hugs." But I
What the fuck
appreciate
is
the tip.
wrong with
Thank
these
you.
people? Dr. fucking Oink.
Okay.
How does he see a name like that and just not just instantly? I'm too nice.
Trigger says, "Are you happy with your React channel's growth pace? What's next for the channel after gaming, reacting, and reviews?" See, it's funny. When I launched DSP Reacts in February, I
big
actually
ups
think it
Evil
grew
and
faster than I
DSP
expected.
Gaming.
And
Why do
now
you pick your
basically
ear and
it's
touch
scaled
your
back to the
face
point where
off
it's
and-
kind of where I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect
Get her
it
outta
to have,
here.
like over 100
Fire
members.
that
and have,
secretary.
you know, the amount of support that I had on that channel right away. I thought it was going to be slow growth, but instead it like exploded.
Oh, shit, Radical
and then
Jaws
it
is
got
here.
back to kind of reasonable expectations and reasonable size. But here's the thing. For a while there,
Steel.
I wasn't really doing that much on the channel, but now we had reacting to game events, right?
That
we have
failed.
the weekly show. We have
That
some
flops.
tier maker stuff coming up. There's going to be some stuff coming out at the digital summer
We
party.
hate tier
There's
makers,
also gonna
unless
be a
I'm doing
long-form
them.
React
Ag,
coming
ag,
up in
ag.
August, or excuse me, in July.
Those
It's
fail.
the
You
Machinima
whined
one I
about the
just
last
announced.
one. So you don't charge for
it
those
really
anymore.
depends on the content. If
It
there's a
sounds
lot
like
more
everything on
content
that
to put
channel's
the
a
channel,
flop.
then it does
I don't
better.
know.
If there's less content to put on the channel, it does worse. I mean, it's pretty cause and effect. When I'm busy with so many games, I don't have a lot of time to do React content, then yeah, the channel kind of falls a little bit back behind, and then it kind of catches up again when there's more stuff to do. So it really depends on what's happening in gaming, more so, because
Your
let's
maker
face it,
was
the
saved
gaming
by
stuff
William.
is always going to kind of be my focus. So
I don't
we'll
think I've
see
ever
what
talked
happens,
for
but
that
I'm
long.
pleased
I
with how the
went
channel's
full
doing.
for on.
Yes,
Or
I'd be
going on
happy
5 hours
to see more
last
people
night.
become a member and contribute.
Because then I reacted to the
the
direct right
submissions of
afterward.
videos
I
for my
didn't
weekly,
step
DSP
away.
Internet
I
show.
didn't.
That's the one thing I think
I didn't get
improved
like more water or
significantly.
nothing.
But outside of that, you know, it's kind of doing.
We didn't take any breaks
around
either.
what I expected for
I hope I didn't make
earlier
Will,
on,
Will
actually.
suffer.
So.
I know he usually pauses his streams to
Radical
walk Rocky or
Jaws
something.
did a super chat, says, "I'm Super
I didn't
Mario
wanna
RPG
talk
hype. Woo."
too much
Yes,
either.
Indeed. I think that Super Mario RPG being remade is very exciting.
But I think it
Bloom
went
Kid did a
alright.
super chat. Do you think AAA gaming is dying now that it takes much longer for them to come out and they usually have tons of issues during launch? Yeah, here's the thing. It's not that AAA gaming is dying. It's that the mindset of game development and or what producers
Nintendo
are
announced like
expecting out
5
of
or
games
6
has
first-party
changed.
games
You know,
yesterday.
back in the day,
All first party.
games that got a
So
lot
I
of time and effort
think
and money
some
in development
companies
would come out,
could
it would be a
learn a
giant
thing or two
blockbuster,
from Nintendo.
and it would make a good amount of money. and they'd be
Games
on to the
don't need
next
high
game.
budgets, man.
Today, it's okay. So we want you to pump out a game in a short period of time with a smaller budget, but it's got to be a game that has legs and has games as a service, so that it's constantly making us money year after year after year, and you keep working on that game endlessly for little tweaks here or there, but we still rake in the money. And I hate to say it, it's the GTA Online formula, where GTA Online created
What's
the
really fucked is when these
groundwork
people
for this
work
to
on a
happen,
game for
and how many
anywhere
games as a
between
service games
3
have
to
we
5
seen after
years,
GTA
and
Online
it
that are
doesn't
trying
get
to emulate
announced.
that
It's
and
under
fail,
wraps,
right?
and
They
it just
don't
for whatever
catch
reason
on.
gets
And GTA
quietly
Online
canceled.
really set that
Like we were
sadly
reading an
the
article a
bad
while back.
precedent
That's what happened to
that now
Titanfall
has led into
3.
a
Like
decade of
they
games trying to
sacked it and then
milk,
reworked it
it's not
into
good, in
whatever
my
was left
opinion.
over into Apex.
Okay. I got another dollar tip here. Do you think DSP Reacts will do better long-term than KO Gaming did? Well, the thing is, here's the truth.
Here's the deal.
With
Here's
KO
the
Gaming,
truth.
that 100% was a channel designed around the old YouTube formula of ad revenue, right? It was. Like, there was no membership
It was a
at that
Synthetic
time.
Man
There
style
was
channel.
no crowdfunding at that time. It was, hey, if you like KO Gaming, watch the videos. So I was reliant on views and ad revenue on the videos. DSP Reacts is the opposite. DSP Reacts really isn't making any money on the videos because everything's getting claimed regardless. It's about things like memberships and super chats and tips during the streams. So as long as I can maintain that, as long as the streams are doing decent when I put them out, and as long as we get a member base on that channel, the channel will be successful long term. You see what I'm saying? It's the different formulas of
No, I kinda don't
content
see what you're
creation
saying,
and
man.
or support. I've changed from that old formula of being so reliant on YouTube and ads and shit that as long as my viewers continue to support what I put out on that channel, then yeah, it will continue to work. Okay. All right, guys. I think it's time. When people are asking me about UFOs, I think it's time to end the show. All right. So I'd like to say thank you for watching, everyone. Great podcast today. Definitely a different vibe today. As you noticed, I didn't mention Street Fighter 6 at all. Why? Because we're gonna get back into Street Fighter 6 tomorrow.
What?
I'll
Did
talk
I-
about my Blanca performance
Why
2
is
days
he-
ago on tomorrow's
What?
podcast. I have the stats,
Rug
by the way. I
brain?
have the updated stats for Blanca. Why do we go into that today? Why we're not going to even talk about that today.
Did I imagine the
But I wanna say
schedule
thank you for
segment? It was
chilling.
just in my head.
Thanks for enjoying. Thanks for hanging
All
out
right,
with me.
speaking
It's
of
a Final
Synthetic Man.
Fantasy day. It should be pretty exciting.
It'd be
and I'm
great
happy
if we
to
get
jump
some
in. And
support.
tomorrow,
Remember,
I'll
I
try to
will
give you
put
my
on the
thoughts all
vest
about what I
once we
thought of
reach
this initial day.
$150
So thank you for
tips.
watching,
Actually,
and
then I
let's
would already
begin.
put on the vest. Not to spoil, you know, how much money's been donated or anything. But you guys have definitely been helping me out these last few streams.
Oh, good old
Thing
Synthetic
before we
Man.
begin. But I do need to, quickly relieve myself before we start. So at least I'm feeling nice and fresh. It's always good to start with an empty tank when you're starting a new playthrough, right?
Final Fantasy 16. The legacy of the
that
crystals
center
has
there?
shaped our history for long enough.
I think it is, right? Looks good.
I can't wait for the Synthetic
let me get
Man
my,
Nintendo
controller
Direct
here.
video. What could he possibly dislike from it?
There we go.
Oh, he's gonna see the Princess Peach game. Oh, it's woke. We have
Ooh.
fucking female protagonist games now. At least it's not Boss Bitch Peach. What's the first part of the game? There's a booba scene that Phil might be
Oh, man.
uncomfortable with. So is it within the first
Pretty
10
good art,
minutes?
no?
I'm not gonna be gaslit into watching
Pretty
all the
good,
gameplay. I'm sorry. It's not
Pretty
gonna
good
happen.
dashboard art there for Final Fantasy 16. It's pretty impressive. All right. What's up, Jade? How are you? Gavin, we're not talking about politics, so just stop right now. Stop before you hurt
Oh,
yourself.
oh,
All right.
God.
Real quick, I'm just going to mute the mic, and I'm going to run and use the restroom quickly.
Do I
so
have
not be
any
more than just a
skip
couple of
juice?
minutes,
Please.
and then we'll be back.
I didn't pause at
with
all.
the premiere of Final Fantasy 16. Thanks, guys. Let's begin. I'll be right back.
No! You guys are really fiending for this reaction to this sex scene. No, I'm not doing the full thing. I'm not. I shouldn't even listen to you guys. I should be gone already. I should be gone. Be gone like him. He's gonna be looking at options for 20. That's another thing. He's gonna look at options. There's gonna be the intro. It's probably not even the first cutscene. No, I gotta prepare for the Twitch boot. No. Is it the first cutscene? If it's like, I press new game, and dude is fucking his lady right off the bat. That'll be funny because he'll probably be in the middle of a YouTube intro, and then he gets sex right off the bat. It'll catch him off guard. He's seen literally nothing he's told us. If it's that, I mean, I guess you can persuade me to stick around. I want to see his YouTube intro get cut off. Clock Tower tonight? No, it's gonna be a new game redemption. I'm not gonna spoil it because that's half the fun. Both streams and the daily wrap. Probably end up doing the night stream no matter what. You know how it works over here. Dinger, don't fall for it. Either first or maybe second. It's easily within the first half hour. Dude, are you listening to yourself? Do you hear yourself? Do you see what you're typing, sir? I'll check for the sex scene one moment. Oh, thank you, Cerulean. Thank you for volunteering. I'm in the middle of a high intense stream. The MSI is gonna explode if I check on these playthroughs other people are doing. Theo Theory, he already knows and already has a way not to look at it. I don't know. He claims he's seen nothing. Dude, Phil wouldn't lie, right? Nah, it's not fine, right, Drake? I'm not staying. Oh, you guys like Fraga, right? We love Fraga. I'm not gonna siphon his views away. I had a reason to show up today, and so I did. Casco in his chat says, I don't like the guy staring straight ahead at title screens boxes like Mario Sunshine. I'm pretty sure Mario Sunshine's box art is a bit different than guy walking in front. Like, guy walking. It's the opening cinematic. Oh my god. Fuckers. Alright, we'll look at it. But once it's over, I'm out. He better have a good reaction. Guy thrusting his face in a lady's booba. Even if you don't see much, he's still gonna wild out about it. I'm not doing it to the daily rap, Bashe. He's here. I see him. What is he doing? You just got an email? Now, guys.
All right, guys, are we ready to go? Is everything good? Is the camera centered? Everything looks good? By the way, I have no idea if the camera's even a good spot for this. I mean, again, I haven't played it yet.
Lady Shy Guy has glasses. Yeah, I thought glasses would be pertinent to me grading his reaction to the direct.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I really did nothing to spoil it all, right? I stayed completely away from any information about this one to avoid any kind of spoilers of any sort.
The most fucked up thing I've ever had to type out.
It's not a puzzle game,
staying
right? Like,
just for sex scene,
Tetris
no
or something,
gameplay.
Like move, bubble, bobble.
Sex scene reaction. I don't want to see the sex scene
Here
myself, you guys. I'm not like.
No, I did not play the demo. I did not.
I just want to see his reaction to the sex scene.
I stayed away.
I'm not like. I'm not like Derek. I'm not fiending to see this.
Ignored all spoilers of any type.
See,
I have
look,
no
look.
idea what's happening right now. I don't
He
even know
doesn't
who I
know
am or
about it.
where we are. Like what?
Nobody told him today.
What's
No
happening?
dent told him. No snitches. All right, we can lower the music again.
Okay, I'm trying to unravel. Boy, this cord.
This capture card buzz is at 40, so I'm gonna set the music to that.
How does this happen? How do wires always like curl and tie themselves up? I never understood it. Right? Like
The Dutch brothers are cheap ass bitches
Nick,
that
thank
don't
you
buy
for
the
super
good
chat.
stuff.
I appreciate that.
I don't even care.
Captain DCW's here. He says, I'm actually playing it myself. I'll be back later. Sounds good. I'll be playing it all day. So if you're ahead of me, feel free to come back later today and get caught up, see where I am in the
What
game.
other
Right, but
game
I'll be
did he
playing it
do
first
this
and
cope
second
with?
stream
Was it God
today.
of War?
All right.
People aren't showing up because they played the game for
Thank you to Nick for the
themselves.
super chat. And again, guys, as you know,
Guys,
when I play
I'm
new
not
games
playing
like
it a
this on
lot,
release
so,
day,
you know, you're gonna get ahead of me. You can come
you know,
back and help
support
me
on the
out.
initial day is always greatly
Support on the
appreciated, whether
initial
it be
day. Now,
liking
guys.
the stream for engagement to send more people to it so they can find it, whether it be, you know, a super chat,
Please
a
handhold
membership,
me.
a gifted membership, a tip. It's all appreciated. Thank you in advance. All right, let's get started. I'm going to do a little bit of an intro for the YouTube viewers, and then we're going to jump into the game, okay? All right, here we go. Well, hello everyone. Phil here, and welcome to something special, because it's not every day when a new iteration of Final Fantasy is released. They take their time with these. You know, in the entirety of me being a YouTuber, almost 15 years at this point, I've only played 3. 13, 15, and now 16. Okay? And boy, are they different, right? It seems like these
It's
days, whenever they make a new
Lowdown.
Final Fantasy game, they are
No, he
going
didn't
out
play
of their
14.
way to
He didn't wanna
reinvent the
boot up
wheel
with Anne.
and make it a little different and make it feel like it's a completely different gameplay experience. Which I'm okay with as long as the games are good. And, you know, I've experienced various different levels of success with that over the years.
He just played
really
5.
depends on the
I think he
iteration.
means like
You know, I
modern
think
Final
13
Fantasies.
had great
Like,
gameplay,
I get
great
what he's
graphics,
saying,
great
but
music,
it's
and a
still-
subpar story. I think
Technically,
15 actually was a
no.
great game.
You did play
but sadly fell
5, and you played
unfinished,
6
right?
a few years back.
Finally, here we've
And
got Final
7
Fantasy
last
16
year.
here in
And the 7
2023. I'm on
remake.
release day here today, playing with all of you on my PlayStation 5. I'm excited to see what they've done with it. However, in an unprecedented move, okay, I have stayed away from any information about this game. I'm serious.
Again,
Like,
I
didn't
don't
play the
think this is
demo.
on
I've
purpose.
only
I
seen
think he
maybe
was
one
lazy,
piece
and he didn't
of
watch
promotional
trailers or any
stuff, and it was about
presentations
showing
they
how the
did,
summoned
and
monsters
this is
can
how
fight
he
in, like
justifies
fighting
it in
duels and
retrospect.
stuff. I've really actively tried to stay away. Why? Because I feel like too many games get spoiled these days. And I knew people were going to want to see me play the new Final Fantasy. It was kind of a shoo-in for a playthrough I was going to do. And I'm like, well, then why on earth do I want to spoil myself on everything coming up?
Maybe
And
this
I've
is
heard
his
some things
attempt
here
at
say,
making
you know,
his
from my
playthrough
audience or
distinct from
whatever.
others.
But
So
for the
I'm
most
going in
part,
completely blind, guys. I haven't
I don't
seen
know what to
anything.
expect.
Just
We're
take my
jumping
word
in
for
cold
it.
turkey here
I'm
today,
so
and I'm very
trustworthy.
excited to see how that goes.
Oh,
Thanks for being
sexy.
along for
I
the
had
ride
no
with me.
idea.
If you like this
Oh.
playthrough and or if you like my content in general on the channel, these are the early parts of the playthrough. These are the best parts to support, whether it be liking
Weird.
a video, leaving a comment on a video,
Weird.
liking a stream, maybe doing an early piece of
Support me on
contribution,
part
like a
1.
super
Don't
chat or a
support me
super
on
thanks
part
the video,
182.
becoming a member, gifting some memberships to your fellow viewers on the channel. All these things are tremendous to help a new video game playthrough. I'm hoping it's good now. You know, I'm here for the long
Can we
run.
just
Bought
hit
it, I'm
X?
ready to go. So without further ado, let's boot her up. It's Final Fantasy 16, folks. I like this art, by the way, right? I'm digging that art on the title screen there. I think it's really well done.
Like a render, ain't it?
Got a little bit bigger there.
It should be like Zelda. It
Looks
should
like a
just
tip
drop you
came in
straight into the gameplay.
while we were booting up
Or better
here.
yet, straight into the sex scene.
I got a $20 tip from Dan the Man.
Whoa,
who says,
buddy.
Hey, Phil, what's going on, Dan the Man? It's good to have you here.
Yeesh.
Welcome to the premiere of Final Fantasy 16. Thank you for the early support.
Oh, look at that.
Check
Look at
up
that.
on the
We're
leaderboard as
already
the game
menuing.
goes. We already
I
got
love
settings that we
AAA
need to mess with
games. They
here.
just toss you straight to the
Let's go ahead
menu.
and do that. Let's get Dan the Man on the leaderboard first, though.
Get used to this UI. You're gonna be seeing it for the next 200 parts.
Let's see.
Let's see here.
And so... Screen brightness. Let's leave the default.
Yeah, he
for
can't
now. We
act.
might need to
So
change
if,
it later.
if he
Subtitles
knows
on
about
for
something,
sure.
you can definitely
Wireless
tell.
controller vibration. Yeah, let's leave that
Like with
on.
Zelda,
Voiceover language.
it's
English,
very
game
obvious
performance.
someone is helping him behind the
allocate
scenes
system
with
resources
Zelda.
to frame rate or graphical quality. So graphics.
I can't say it for 100%
How do I
that this
change
is
this?
100% true. That's
No,
this is clearly what's happening,
How do I change it?
but it comes off that way.
Frame rate. Oh, you can see the difference, actually. Wait a minute, I can't go back? Now I can't go back. What is going on here? Look. I actually can't go back. It won't.
Game's glitched. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong.
I don't get it. I'm sure that, look.
Isn't he
here's the
frame
X
rate
button,
over
which is supposed to be
performance
the select
anyway?
button here, or is it circle? No, it's not X or
Yeah,
circle.
we're barely
it's
a
not
minute in.
square. It's not triangle.
That guy's the game's bug.
It's not the shoulders. How do I change it? we just started. Use the D-pad. Oh, they want you to use the D-pad here? They want you to use the D. Then why does this exist? Why does that exist if they want you to
Because
use
it's
the
a
D-pad?
modern game and games
I
suck.
think we'll start with frame rate. If we notice there's major problems, we'll switch it. But I think I want to start with frame rate or performance mode.
What an idiot. Absolute
Visual
buffoonery.
alerts. Enable on-screen.
That
bleed
cursor
form
shit
of
wouldn't
visual
exist if this
presentation.
was on the
We
Switch,
don't
right?
need that. That's for accessibility. Okay. Story focused or action focused.
This was
Begin the
worth
game
it.
with
Don't
several
try to
sessions that
justify this to
simplify
me. This
gameplay.
suffering, this
Recommended for players
extended
who are less
suffering
comfortable with
is
action
you
games but
guys'
want more
fault.
story or action. I mean, they were going to be action focused, right? Begin the game with standard equipment. Yeah, definitely action focused. Okay,
Say journo mode or non-journo mode.
let's do it. And by the way, please, guys, let me know about the volume.
Was Moss the Chronicler who said that the land of Valisthea is
Oh, kind of
blessed
quiet.
in the light of the
These
Mother
fees
Crystal.
weird as
Ew, the
fuck.
mother
If it's
crystals.
Xbox, the game's
I
too
love the
loud.
mother
If it's
crystals.
PlayStation, the
I rub
game's
them
too
all over.
quiet.
Huh?
Led our forebears out of the darkness.
All four bears.
Yet, what they saw in the light gave rise.
I'm actually having fun with this,
Oh,
guys.
no,
That's why the
greed,
stream is still going on. I'm just acting. I'm a
temptation and
character.
greed.
Ever lures us back into the crystal shadow. And thus did our journey begin.
Here at Downton Abbey, the
Oh,
dwarves
boy.
dug too deep and too greedy. Wait, what is this? This is not Downton Abbey, nor is this Lord of the Rings.
Apparently they went the Dark Souls route with the casting, and they got British actors instead of the standard anime dub actors.
Lord.
And the lip sync in the game is attuned to the English dub, and not the Japanese dub.
La 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 la. La 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 la. So this is Phoenix
No, it's not on
fighting with
Xbox, Shybot.
Ifrit, right? The two summoned creatures.
Whoa, straight into the
Fireball also
gameplay.
be playing? Fireball and evade with R1.
Whoa, dude, it's like Zelda.
Now, wait a minute, are we literally fighting fire with fire? Hold on a second here. We are, aren't we? Evade! We're fighting fire with fire. I don't know if this would really work.
Isn't that's like a is that's a phrase, Bill? Fighting fire with fire.
This does look like Gandalf fighting the Balrog, doesn't it? This is like Gandalf fighting the Balrog in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. As they're falling deep into the earth. It totally looks like the same scene. Wait a minute, why does Ifrit have that face? Ifrit doesn't have a demon face like that. Like, that was like a dragon or something. That was weird.
Hey, it's the guy. Shut up!
Well, that was exciting. What was he dreaming?
Year of the Realm 873.
Ah, the year of 873. It was a good year. Good vintage. The Nysa Defiled.
Mine's being defiled watching this.
Whoa, are we a bunch of bros? Are we gonna go out cruising in a vehicle? Right? Checking out all the mechanic chicks.
Oh boy.
And the chicks dressed in chocobo uniforms. Come on, bro.
You all know the target. She
I was such an
dominant.
idiot back then, right? My fucking commentary was so disgusting.
Dominant.
No one else.
That's how you know it takes so long for these games to come out. I was a
Up the
different kind of
volume. I mean, I
creator
can a
back
little,
in
but this is
20,
almost maxed.
whenever
Now
that
the
game
volume
came out.
literally is
Our
maxed.
kind do not question orders. We follow them. Try to keep
Hey,
that
Star
in
Wars
mind.
Maybe able to change it once we're in the game itself, but right now we're stuck where it is. I actually have a maxed volume right now.
Let's get this done.
All right, it's called gain. Do you know what that is? When he says max volume, I just think what he means by that is that he looks at the audio mixer. That's it. He doesn't put any filters on it or nothing. It's like I'm watching a movie.
How cute! They all
This is
have
the
matching
power of
facial
Sony.
tattoos. Did they get those?
Twinings.
You know, last week. Who's out cruising? They're bar hopping. They decided to stop by the local tattoo joint.
I play this so bad. You don't have a PS5, Carl? What the hell?
Focus.
Even I have a PS5.
You are key to this mission.
Sure, it collects dust, but it's right here. It exists if I need it.
You arsehole. All right. Well, we got full 60 frames.
There's no
right
sex
now.
scene right away from what I can see. It's somewhere in
So
there,
let's
but
take a
not
look at our
early on,
settings for
aside
the
from
first
some
time.
kissing.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are
Okay,
tricking
that's
me.
Save is right off the bat.
14 hours in,
gameplay,
and that's
action
one
focus,
video where
large
they
field of
only
vision,
show
target lock.
cutscenes.
Camera
Stream
sensitivity.
sucks. Is the kissing
Mean
early
brightness,
on
frame
at
rate.
least?
Here we go. Master volume. We're just gonna pump this up. All right. Why not? Let's do 100, and then I'll do is I'll lower
This thing
this
is
back
10
to kinda
minutes
where it
in.
was,
Okay,
'cause
we
I
can
want this to
stay
blow
for
out
a
those ears when I play the
kiss.
games. But let's see if pumping
Now
up Master
kiss.
Volume to 100, if that made it better. Why on earth would they have
Staying
Master Volume
for
lower? How does that even make
Kissing
sense?
reaction.
I don't know, but we've maxed it now.
Sorry, bro. It's no
Subtitles.
pussy for us
We
today.
want large subtitles. We want subtitle background? Yeah, why wouldn't we? We want speaker names? Yeah, we want that too. We're not
Said
going to do
exactly
the hearing
what it
impaired.
was. I'm
That's gonna be
blind.
like, oh, someone like, farted in the background, and we don't need to know that much detail.
Oh
But
my
I
god.
think everything else makes sense. And we'll just leave everything on default here for our controller.
This is what I get. I deserve
Alright.
this.
So now, oh yeah, now I can actually lower my headphones. See? It actually did pump up the volume significantly. Okay.
I'm sorry, Shy.
All right, ready? Disable controller audio. Can you do that too? Because I don't like controller audio. You're right. I actually don't like it when the controller
Oh shit!
plays stuff. Does it have that? Oh, controller audio. Yeah. Because that's annoying because if it plays through
Yeah,
the
man.
controller, you might not hear it. Like, I might hear it here, but you might not actually catch on to it. You see? So we'll disable the controller audio.
Does it
I
matter
just
if
don't
we
even
hear it
understand
or
why they
not?
implemented that in
I'd
anything.
rather
It's
not
kinda
hear
silly.
you.
All right, here we go. Let's go for a walk. Movement, camera. There you go. Press the start button at any time to open the main menu. Gameplay configuration settings, including camera inversion, are in the system tab, but we already did that. I'm already
Don't
ahead
have
of you.
time for this. All hell is about to break loose.
I don't have
I agree,
coin for
random
it either.
NPC. Bill needs
Boy.
to stop fucking filleting around. Please play the game.
Time to move.
All right, now we can run. Literally, I'm never going to walk in this game. You know I'm always going to be full tilt run, right?
I'm
Like
full
complete
tilt
full
now.
Okay.
We're just in time.
These stupid tutorials are literally made for people like Phil. Like compare
at
this to
this.
the Zelda
Oh,
opening.
full-scale
You're
ground
throwing.
war.
Hey, look, Republican Army.
Front line.
Ah, yes, this is January 6th, part 2. But
kinda like
compare this to the
barbarians
Zelda
against,
opening.
like-
You don't even get to the menu in Zelda. You're thrown straight into the
Almost kinda
scene.
looks like a
Small
little
cutscene, gameplay.
Arabian style.
You're told
Like,
very.
you have saber swords
It's
and stuff
minute,
like that.
minute instructions. The game expects
Arabian
you to
Nights
already
games
know
are
how to
the
run
Vikings.
around and shit. Compare that to this. The game pauses
Quickly,
every couple of
use all of our
seconds
MP
to
in
tell
the
you
first
about shit.
seconds of battle.
Literally made for Phil.
Don't worry, we didn't bother rendering details on their bodies.
Press the start button to pause, but you already knew that.
These high blood are more beast than man.
fire in the blood.
Why this is going, they won't
And these
leave us
motherfuckers,
undominant.
they use Dave as a base.
It's a dominant.
Dave represents the average blue-collar gamer.
Bias
Whether you
bias?
like
I see
it or
this guy's
not,
name.
you as
Bias
gamers,
bias?
you're
Your
represented
name's
by this
Clive.
guy.
Let's see what all their names are.
We had people reacting to the Zelda versus Amelia Watson clip. Developers were reacting. Oh, every time I've ever made a game, my experience has been about appeasing
Nitra
DSP
Stronghold.
and not challenging the VTuber.
Quickly, move!
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not
Life
pledge
sucks.
your swords to our cause?
DM with the timestamp.
Come now.
Oh my
Marshal,
lord, yeah, that's the scene I remember
Walud
seeing.
is our guest.
Walud.
Well, if he's still playing the
Walud.
game by then, he'll be tired of the game in general. He might have a salty rant about it.
And you have His Majesty's answer.
I'm gonna get rid of my leaderboard here. It seems to be blocking some of the subtitles. There we go. Not gonna need that anyway, probably. Milk that crystal. Spike the drink. What the? This game promotes smoking? That's not good. I'm contacting the Truth Committee immediately to make some commercials about this.
What? Thought you don't watch TV.
Don't you know what smoking mana crystals does to your lungs?
I wonder.
How
He knows
blue
about
they
those
look?
commercials.
Have you so little faith
Weak
in
joke.
your own men?
Come on, that's like a joke I would make. Fuck out of here. I thought you were a
Was the
master of
Dalmats
comedy,
who drove
Howard
back
Stern.
The Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin
What's wrong with her
Rocks,
face?
Was it not?
Her face is like way too small for her head. It's like shriveled to
Am
the
I
bottom.
mistaken?
You notice that? Her face is like at the bottom half of. Yeah, look.
Besides,
Like her head is gigantic on the
your
top half.
dominant
What is going
has
on?
yet to take the field. And when he does, our knights would only get in the way.
Perhaps you have not heard, but the Iron Blood now have their own dominant. We would be fools to underestimate them.
Bugger their knights.
What did you say?
Ah! Jesus, look at the size of this guy.
Citadel be allowed to fall. The capital will lie.
Well-built man. They don't want
Who
you to know
told
his
you I
name
was
yet.
suffering through the whole thing? You can read Ghost MC, I know you can.
Wait for the good king's pawns to line up before taking
Along to this on PC 6 months,
The
Squid X
smoker.
tends to do
See, he's smoking
a year.
already. Two
A year
different
to the
smokers
day.
in this game within the first like 5 minutes.
They did
I'm
it
very
with
upset.
FF7 Remake.
And secondhand smoke, right?
Just leaves me.
On top of that.
Oh, God.
The Iron Blood will rule the day they set foot on Storm. This game is over.
Okay, so obviously we got some kind of crazy political fight going on here.
Well, it's just like real life, ain't it?
Why is her head so deformed? Her face.
They use your wife as the model.
Why does she move like that?
She did the
Look at that,
mocap.
she walks like
too.
her pants are too tight.
You cock.
Yeah, she did the mocap.
She can't move her legs.
Benedict.
Ew. Wow, it's like holding a
Is this
Cabbage
it?
Patch Kid.
Take care.
Does the line
Look at him look away.
Wow.
Look at him look
Look at the
away.
scale.
Data glance.
What do you think
Oh,
you
oh no. Oh, what are people saying in chat?
God.
I'm married.
You are a lion.
I'm married.
You're my lion.
I'm absolutely revolted.
afraid
Look at
of
this
the
disgusting
frost,
behavior.
Benedicta. But I
This
won't
is it?
be
Okay, good. We can go home after
when I
this.
come home.
Look at him. Look at how many times he looks away.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, they said it was going to be like Game of Thrones.
Oh, what
I
a
know they were
basic
actually gonna
bitch
copy
take.
the
Get
scenes.
out of here.
There you go.
The front lines
That
are gone.
fucking sucked. That wasn't worth it.
Uninstall
That
the game
wasn't. No,
immediately.
don't try to justify. That's
Oh.
cope.
Uninstall.
Cope and cap. That was terrible. That was not
I'm
worth
not
the price of
convinced
admission.
she's a human yet.
I like
think
the
she's
data
like a
glancing,
goblin in
though. He
disguise,
did not
a
wanna look
goblin
at
wearing
that.
A human suit. That's what I think.
Nah, come on. I could have looked at the hate army for that.
All right. So there's actually some game here. It's not just going to be cutscenes. That's good to know. I thought it was
Across several
Telltale game
articles
or
saying it
something.
was like Game of Thrones. I thought it
We
was.
all know how those went.
Yeah.
That company.
Oh, don't you know this is an
Ruined,
organic?
right?
That's an
Doesn't ruin the
organic
landscape.
observation he made just then.
What is it in Final Fantasy games? Everything's always ruined. The land of ruin, the ruins from the past. Why not a Final Fantasy game where everything is like modern and working properly and not like broke in the past and now you just see the ruins of it in the present? It's a little weird, isn't it? Kind of a running theme. Here we go.
And quick and deadly, as always.
Tiamat.
Take the van.
Tiamat is a.
Yeah, how
used to
is
be a
this?
boss,
How is that
actually,
different from
in
your
Final
standard
Fantasy.
FromSoft game?
If I remember correctly, Tiamat was like a dragon boss.
I don't claim to be Mr. FromSoft, but come on.
We got Clive, Tiamat, Wyvern. Oh, these are code names, maybe? Maybe it's their code names. Whoa. Okay, that's a large can. Is that
Oh my
Titan?
god!
It's Titan.
Oh my god!
called it.
Tutorial boss. I wonder if the game's gonna interrupt him and tell him what to do. Uh-oh. Oh god, guys. Oh my god.
Summon the Titan.
Hey, Hamilton. Oh, you're here at the end of the stream.
Look who's here to greet the bastard.
Shiva.
Come on.
So the summon monsters are all gonna fight. I guess the summon monsters are like gods in this game. That's what it seems like. Let it go, let it go. Gonna freeze these armies, yo. Would you like to kill a snowman? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So we got the chocobos. The chocobos are back. Damn, look at Titan. That does not look like any Titan in a previous game. It's like the Hulk. Takatiyama missiles! Let's see who gets that reference. That's what I always do when someone's shooting projectiles at me. I punch them. Very effective.
Wanted to maybe show off his power, perhaps.
You remind me of something. I don't know who you remind me of.
I'll let this cutscene play. Gameplay rolls, I'm out. I ain't about to watch him 2 hours running around a wasteland of nothing.
Look out, you arseholes, run! Oh, he dashed. The game will have a dash mechanic
You don't get to
now.
die here, Wyvern. Move!
Camera, jump with X. Woohoo! Woo! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Uh-oh, looks like dead end. Game's over. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Yes, game, it's over. Bye. 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 Maybe rest your eyes. Go outside. Big ups. Thank you for stopping by. But I kept to my word. We saw the kiss reaction. He ran into a pit, and that's it. Game's over. That's Clive's story. We're gonna fake raid Almighty Fraga. There's his stream there if you want the gameplay. I'll be live on Twitch with a game redemption. I'm not gonna spoil what the game is, but tune in and you'll see what it is, and it'll be pretty cool. And I guess I'll watch the night stream. That'll be when I watch his gameplay, the night stream, and I'll probably look at the rap. Big ups kiss reaction. That shit sucked. I should have just waited for the Snort Hogan. Alright, but tell Fraga, fake Fraga raid OS Frog or Frog emoji. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Big ups to Miri. Got the I predicted 8 things correctly on that report card, and he got 5. He got 5 over me, but I still won in the end. It was a positive ratio. It was like a Twitter ratio, except it wasn't cancerous. I don't really have nothing else to say. I can't rate anyone. YouTube sucks. I need like 1,000 subs. What the hell? tell all your friends. And then make sock accounts. Then tell your friends to make sock accounts. Hopefully when they introduce that new partner program, that'll also lower the raid requirements. Oh yeah, people say Twitch is so good. They say YouTube is so good. Oh, you go to YouTube. Now look, I'm on YouTube. I can't even rate a positive person. I will. I'll put up the book report on Pastebin for anyone that wants to read it. But that's it. Go to Fraga's house. Bye bye. Bye bye.